Oh? Was that two Frierens? Oh, I love that. The instrumentation there. Oh, it's so good. Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in dungeon if you're a dork. Oh, I need more. I needed more. This song is so fun. Oh, this song's so good already. Holy shit. Oh my god, this goes so hard. This is a banger. This is a really good opening. Let me pull up Spotify right now and add this. Oh, that's 3D. Holy shit. Oh, that 3D actually looks sick. People were saying Studio Orange are the only studio that can do 3D. No, this studio can do it too. Is this Konosuba? Are we back? The Jersey beat again. Come on, everybody. Bling bang bang, bling bang bang. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be starting a very special set of openings. We are going to be tackling openings that have released in the great year that was 2024. I know that this has been a year with a very stacked list of anime openings, most of which I have not seen. I really have only seen a couple of openings realistically from this year. I could name like maybe two off the top of my head, one being Dandadan, another being Kaiju number 8. I think I maybe also saw the My Hero Academia opening from this year though, so you know, it's been a very small list that I've actually seen from this year, so I'm really excited to check out more of what this year had to offer. So this will be the first of two parts for openings, and following this there will be two endings videos. So 4 videos in total for 2024, 2 openings, 2 endings. Both of the openings videos will have 13 openings. I don't really have much more to say. I'm just ready to dive right into this. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing and comment down below letting me know your favorite opening that was in this video, and maybe if there were some that you're surprised weren't here. I'm going to make some predictions for what we're going to see in this video, because this is going to be the first half of 2024. I think we're going to see more Frieren, perhaps. We might see, if there was another opening for Apothecary Diaries, we might see that. Mashle. One thing I did forget to say as well is that this video will cover, I think Pinecino said, the first half of 2024, winter and spring 2024, and then the next video will be summer and fall 2024. So if there's any openings you're surprised aren't in this video, they might be in the next one if they were airing during the latter half of the year. I just wanted to give that little, what's that word? Disclaimer is the word. I wanted to give that little disclaimer, absolutely. All right, I'm just going to start this. So 3, 2, 1. Love the art style. Is this Frieren again? I think I recognize her clothes. Ooh. I love the production of this. Mochi's barking in the background. That's fun. It's a beautiful opening. Oh, the statue. Oh? Was that two Frierens? Okay. Oh, this is stunning. Aww. Is that her but younger, or? Oh, I think it is, yeah. Okay. I feel like this is a really great opening for not giving away too much, which is really interesting because it shows quite a bit. Real quick, I did forget to say in the previous, with an ageless elegy, wasn't this like Journey's Beyond Journey's End? Yeah, okay. Or alternatively an ageless elegy. Okay, because I forgot to say during the first opening that I checked out a few days ago at this point, my theories of her being like kind of like maybe the sole survivor of her old group, whatever they got up to, also lines up with the name of the series, Beyond Journey's End. You know, they reached a goal. They were hailed probably as heroes. There were statues of them. There were murals on the ground of them. And now we're seeing that that's continuing here, where we're seeing visuals of the old crew and the new crew with Frieren alongside both. But I feel like in this opening, we kind of saw her more with the new crew. I don't know if I'm even right here. I'm just kind of like theorizing, like I'm throwing things at the wall and hoping that some of it sticks. The name of the series, I guess that's what I wanted to say, because I forgot to mention that during opening 1 that I checked out. This is the second opening of Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, or alternatively an Age's Elegy. The song is Sunny by Yorushika. This was a really stunningly beautiful opening. I know I say a lot in these videos, I'm like, that was stunning, that was beautiful, or I'll even say that was stunningly beautiful. That's exactly what this was, though. There's something about the art style here. It's got texture to it, and it really just gives it this fresh look, I guess. It almost looks like something that's been illustrated in a book, which, considering the fantasy medieval time that this is probably set in, I'm assuming it's medieval setting. I know that it's fantasy, but you know, going by what they're wearing and the towns and stuff that they inhabit, I'm guessing it's also medieval. The textured look to the opening as well just really gives it this unique look, and it really makes this opening stand out. The shadowing, the colors, everything about it. Also, seeing her smile right here, it's really slow. Like, we see her stand up, she's got a straight face, and then slowly but surely you start to see the smile creep onto her face, and she walks off. And I'm curious to see who it is that we actually see right after her smiling. It's the new crew, okay? So it's the people that she's with now, opposed to the people that she was with. So I don't know if the second half of this series is maybe her not necessarily moving on, but it's showing her acceptance and willingness to move on, perhaps. Like, I assume that this is probably a really beautiful opening in the sense that it captures, to compare it to a video I released recently, Meisoni Koku, which deals with themes of growth in terms of like yourself and overcoming these huge obstacles in life of like loss and coming out the other end in a positive light. I would imagine that this series also does something similar if her previous companions are actually dead or they've passed on. They feel like mosaic art. Absolutely, yeah, it is kind of like a mosaic art style, and it's really, really unique in that sense for that, and I do love it a lot. The tallest character with Frieren's party is voiced by Yuichi Nakamura. Gojo, which was kind of funny since he debuted like a week or two after Gojo's last speaking role in JJK season 2. It's almost like he just isekai'd into Frieren. That's actually pretty hilarious. This is him right here, like the guy that's got his hand up right there. That's actually pretty funny. I never mentioned it, but starting off with butterflies. Butterflies obviously symbolize beauty and grace, I guess, is what butterflies can symbolize. You know, being able to fly as well, symbolizing freedom, perhaps. And I wonder if the butterflies here are maybe symbolic of Frieren's, the weight that she holds herself down with, and the fact that the butterfly is in focus and she isn't. Maybe to show that state of mind that she has. I don't know. I'm not confident in that analysis, but yeah, that's what I got right now. She smiles and walks off, and the butterflies behind her fly off in a different direction. So maybe it's kind of like to show that her old party mates are still with her or something. I'm not really sure. Seeing this style right here, it is really truly beautiful. She just, yeah, this is a crazy sleeping position. This is almost Bertolt AOT sleeping position right here. Only your legs are on the bed, you're sleeping on the floor. I guess she sleeps very restlessly. Seeing the, I guess, mosaic style behind them as well, with the stones kind of like prism light shining through, like that kind of art style. It's just really, really cool to see, because it gives different character to what we're seeing here. Like behind them, you know, with all the blue, and then, you know, at the forefront, Frieren and another character reaching out with a red hand taking her hand, and then in the middle we see the characters that we have today. So I wonder if it's maybe that the character taking her hand is related to her past, and it's kind of showing us that while she currently has this group that she's really close with and that she, I'm sure, adores and really grows to love, in the forefront of her mind is everything she's been through, everything she's experienced, and maybe the loss associated with that. And that's kind of what we're seeing here, with the forefront being like this, someone taking her hand. But at the same time, maybe not, because then we do see in that same red, see-through, translucent look, it does show Frieren and this girl that she's been traveling with. So again, I'm not confident with that analysis, but that's what you're getting. This looks like the guy who we see a lot in opening 1 and in this one. He's got a statue and the doves flying behind or in front of him, I guess, but like in the background of the image. He's obviously someone that's very important in this world, the fact that they've made a statue out of him. And I assume that this is the same guy that we see, because the sword looks the same as the one that we saw on the mosaic mural that was on the ground that Frieren and her party were training on, or she was raiding with the girl and the other guy was swinging his sword on top of this mural in opening 1. So I'm guessing this is that same guy. So obviously he's very important and he's done huge things. The fact that they've not only made murals but statues out of him. But seeing then the doves, I guess, flying, doves can represent rebirth or peace. So I don't know whether he brought peace or he's, like I said, no longer with us. And that's maybe why we see the back of him and not the front, because kind of like I don't know if this is true, but you know how like sometimes people talk about when someone's passed on, you know, you hear someone say about like, I can't remember what they even look like when they try to think about them. Maybe that's a little too dark and maybe too deep for what this is trying to show us, but maybe it's something similar in the sense that Frieren's maybe forgetting what he looks like or something like that. Is this like two Frierens right here? Like, what is that? Like Frieren and Drieren? Like what's that about? And then the unmatched aura of Frieren. This is a really cool shot, actually. I do think this is a badass shot. The shot in opening 1 where she's just got this crazy like aura coming off her. This is kind of giving that same feel without the kind of aura around her. It's just like she's straight and to the point and she looks like she's ready to get business done here. Seeing this character interacting with butterflies is interesting because Frieren was almost ignoring the butterflies, kind of along that lines of unacceptance, to move on and accept that freedom. Maybe she's not paying attention to the butterflies, but this girl right here is someone who maybe is helping to bring that out of Frieren. She's helping to bring out that side that maybe is long gone from her. Getting to see some really fun action sequences and just really beautiful art. The backgrounds, the character designs, the look, the back, like everything is just absolutely incredible here. I wonder if she's someone who kind of came from nothing, and that's what this is showing us. It starts off in kind of slummy type area, and we see her eventually smiling and growing up. That leaves me, oh, that may be a different character. Okay, that's a different character. I thought it was a different character at first, but then it's the fact that we see Frieren immediately after that it made me think it was the same person. But maybe that's Drieren. Maybe that's Frieren too, the other character that we saw standing alongside, presumably her, like right before that. Or maybe this is evil Frieren, because we do see a shadowy figure right here, and I think the boots look similar to Frieren's, right? The boot style, but then that doesn't mean anything, because I'm sure a lot of characters in this wear, you know, boots and tights right underneath them, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But then this is our guy right here. You can tell from his haircut from the back because it goes short into like a kind of overly grown kind of style. I don't know what kind of hairstyle you would say that is, but seeing Frieren right here on the right, we don't even really see her at all with this old party. We just see her legs out of focus, and then it pans over and we see the whole rest of them. You know, we see the little dwarf guy, we see, I don't know, is he a healer? He's in green, so perhaps he's the healer of the group. And then we see the kind of like fighter type, the guy with the blue hair, and the one that is really kind of a focus of these openings. So I'm guessing he's someone who's very important to Frieren. I guess in a previous opening that maybe she kind of liked him in like a love sense, but I've not really seen anything to kind of cement that idea. It's kind of just showing him in a positive light. So maybe he's someone who meant a lot to her rather than, you know, more than that. And then, you know, we do see him smiling at her and the other characters, and then it goes back to the old group. It shows Frieren, it shows him behind her, smiling with his arms open, and then that transitions into the new group. And the girl with the pink hair smiling at Frieren. It's kind of like back to the start of the opening where she's not smiling anymore and there's a butterfly behind her. So I'm guessing this butterfly represents... maybe the butterflies show up often in the series, and I'm guessing they represent this old guy, like the guy that she liked, or the guy that meant a lot to her. And now it's all about her moving on, and I'm sure it's done in a very beautiful way, and I'm sure it's done in a way that really just hits home for a lot of people. I remember Pinecino in the chat here, I think it was like the beginning of January last year, he went back and rewatched the first whatever amount of episodes of Frieren, like I guess maybe 10, 12, I don't know how many episodes were out at that point. He said that it really just hits pretty hard upon the rewatch, so I'm guessing that this is that kind of series that really just comes out swinging and just hits you right there. The song as well was absolutely stunning. It was sung so beautifully. The instrumentation was so moving. The drum beat just kind of moving everything along, and just everything about it was just a really touching, beautiful opening. And I think that honestly, this and the previous one just do a great job in presenting these different kind of ideas for the series. Like obviously the Yosobi opening had a different feel to it than this one, but they both had the same kind of feelings and ideas present. So I think that honestly, as far as openings go, Frieren has some amazing openings, and I'm really excited to see what Frieren has to offer in the future when it returns. Undoubtedly it will most certainly return, I assume. Oh, season 2 is already announced. Great. I love that for everyone, because I'm sure this is probably the most anticipated series in a very long time for a lot of people. I think I might be ready to move on to opening number 2 for this video. This was a great way to start it, finishing the previous video that I recorded with Frieren and then just beginning the next one with Frieren is just a great way to do it. And yeah, I'm really excited. Here we go, opening 2. Okay. I saw Mau Mau. Oh, I love the like 3D kind of 2D effect that this has with the backgrounds. Is he gonna figure out her secret? Not the flowers dying. What's this guy's deal? Oh! Is that a coffin? Buff guy. Holy shit, he was swole. We're continuing the theme of flowers that we had in opening 1 for sure. Bubble? Wasn't there bubbles in opening 1 too? Aww. Passing each other by. And there we have it. Probably going to be the background for this video, like it was for video 1. We're probably going to have Apothecary Diaries back again for the background. This is a really different opening from the previous one. The first opening for Apothecary Diaries kind of had this kind of downbeat or like slower tone. Not necessarily slower, but it really picked up in the latter half, I guess, and it really just became this really powerful song. Whereas this one felt more about a journey. It felt like we were going somewhere. Like it was about taking us somewhere, opposed to kind of going up the dips and the dives and everything. It was just about taking us on this consistent journey, and that's really what this felt like. And in terms of comparing the two, it's pretty hard because they're so very different from one another. This is the second opening of Apothecary Diaries. The song is Ambivalent by Uru. I think that Uru did a great job here. The song took me in and brought me with it. Seeing the opening beginning with this field of, is it wheat or like what is it? With the characters coming in and out of frame in terms of the background was really cool. Seeing Mau Mau, I think it's Mau Mau, right, on top of the field, tending to the flowers perhaps. We do maybe see some flowers right after. Yeah, there they are. They kind of just fly away into the air, so I'm not sure what to make of that, because in opening 1 had a lot of blooming flowers where we saw the flowers really burst in, the brightness, the color all burst into view, and it was really like stunning in that sense. And then in this one they're a lot more muted, and then we do get to a point where we do see these really colorful flowers just sitting in a vase, sitting on a desk, and over time they decay and they die, and then we see this character in the background who then opens his eyes and just looks really tired. So I don't know if he's maybe the actual, what's the word for like the kind of like doctor nurse person, apothecarist, I don't know if he's the actual guy that deals with all the kind of drugs and healing medicines, stuff like that, because he seems to like be tired, and I don't know if I would say uncaring, because he looks sad. Like he looks like he's kind of almost done, and he's just staring down while death is happening in front of him, and of something beautiful like the flowers. We do see his eyes open really wide. We see his eyes open really wide when he sees this girl with the red nail polish holding a piece for a game. And then we see Mau Mau in this field of flowers. It's really beautiful, it's stunning. And then we do see that character with the red nails, but then right after it we see maybe the same character with, it looks, the game is called Go. Okay. It reminds me of the game from Hunter x Hunter, but I can't even remember what that's called. But seeing then the same character that he was thinking about, that was playing Go, playing it with bandages on. I don't know if they have leprosy or some other kind of skin disease that means they're probably not seeing a lot of people right now. And the guy that we saw, the kind of like chemist, I guess, who was thinking about her, looked like he had those crazy Grisha Jaeger bug eyes, like something horrible happened. I don't know if he's the cause for this, or if he didn't help her and he has a lot of guilt and a lot of doubt over his own abilities, perhaps. Then we get to see, some of this play out where we see a lot of maybe story beats within the series. I'll maybe not linger too much on them because this is a series that is obviously huge. It's got a lot of attention on it. It's got a lot of eyes. A lot of people do love this a lot. And because of that, it's a series that I would want to check it out someday, because I want to check out, series that you guys would want to see, on the channel perhaps. But for now, I'm obviously not going to do that because I don't quite really have the time, but I don't really want to spoil myself too much on the beats of this series, because that's what I really liked about the Frieren openings. They didn't really tell me a whole lot, but they gave me a lot of imagery, whereas this opening right here, I feel like this opening is kind of showing a lot about maybe stuff that happens in the series. So just for my sake of not spoiling myself, I will maybe skim over some stuff so I'm not diving too deep into what I'm seeing, like trying to analyze it too much. The Hunter x Hunter board game is called Gungi, or is it Gungi? I never knew how to pronounce that. I always just called it Gungi. This guy is absolutely ripped. Holy shit. This guy is swole. This guy is probably on something. I don't know if they had steroids back then, but he's maybe on something, or he just works out. He's absolutely yoked, you're right. And then, we do get to see an interesting cast of characters here. Probably most of these are in the royal family, I guess. This girl right here, she looks like maybe she can't be trusted. I feel like that a lot of that is because she's kind of in the shadows, but the light is on her face, so you know you do still see shadowing around her, and she does look a little suspicious. She looks a little sus with her shifty eyes, you know. Another comment I'd like to make is the eyes. The eyes are stunning. There's so many different shades, colors, lighting effects in the eyes alone that really just brings these characters to life. And it's some of the best like eyes I've seen in a series or in an opening for sure. Focusing a long time on these flowers then. I don't know what flowers these are, if these are like water lilies or something like that. I do recognize the flower, but I don't know what they are. They probably symbolize something. A lot of different flowers symbolize different things, and I'm sure this one has some sort of symbolism. Oh, is this a morning glory? I'm not sure what morning glory symbolize, but I'm sure that whatever this is symbolizing is very important because we do focus on this for quite a while. Those red flowers will be the most dramatic reveal in this series. Oh, don't even say that. This series, the opening shows so many flowers, which I'm sure is very important for, you know, drawing medicine and all that from the flowers to make medicine. But oh my god, if those red flowers show up, that's death. That's it. The series is over. It's cancelled. Everyone's dead. Everyone you know and love is just gone. Let's just pray that Mau Mau doesn't wander into a field of those death flowers. But right after then, we see these flowers for quite a while. This bubble starts to come into frame and we see it float up, and I don't really know what this is supposed to represent either, but we do see someone reaching for it. I don't know if this is Mau Mau because it looks like her, but she's wearing different clothing. Let me see if I can find a shot of just straight up Mau Mau. Does she have freckles on her nose? She does. Okay. I think this is Mau Mau because of the freckles on her nose. Also, I forgot to say at the beginning, I love the kind of like 2D, 3D style effect where it looked like the characters were cut out. Everything was cut out apart from what was in the very background. And they're just kind of swiveling and swaying around the background. So it kind of gives it like a 2.5D effect. I don't know if this is actually Mau Mau. I think it might be because, you know, we do see those freckles perhaps. Those look like shots from the show you remember. Oh really? Okay, that's really cool because it does look stunning. Like this is a really, really cool look. And if this is how the show looks, it's a stunning show. I love the amount of like shading, color, the way that hair is done as well. Hair is really, really well done in this series. Like look at, is his name Jinshe? I think I remember you said his name is Jinshe. He's a eunuch. That name is just flashing in my head right now. Or is it Jinshi? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It might be Mau Mau because then we see this looks like the bottom half of what she's wearing, like the kind of reddy pinky kind of skirt, long flowing skirt that she has on is very similar then to the same color as this. So whether it's just someone who looks like her or someone that people think Mau Mau reminds them of, who's maybe passed away, or someone that takes Mau Mau under her wing. I don't know. I don't really have the context because we don't really get enough, and I don't really get a full-on face shot of Mau Mau in this opening that I can kind of tell, but I do think it's her because of the eyes and the freckles, like those bluey purpley eyes. But then these just straight up look like blue eyes, so maybe it is a different person. Maybe not, who knows? That's not really important, I guess. What is important is that this song and this opening were incredible. They really just hit so many important themes for this opening, and I'm sure for fans of the series, seeing this opening is probably one that they really know and love, and it's probably an opening that they really look forward to. But for me, I kind of am worried to go through it anymore because I don't want to spoil myself, because this is a series that I do obviously want to check out at some point. I might now be ready to move on to the next opening. Let's go. Opening number 3. Here we go. Let me turn that quality up. So this is Dungeon Meshi. Excuse me, the quality is really low here and I don't know why. Okay, this is a lot better. So this is obviously a huge series that aired this year. huge like cast of characters that we're seeing here. Is that a giant? Okay, so we're getting... It's really tackling an emotional core, this opening, which I think is really cool. They're all reaching up. Aww, that's so cute. Oh, that hair flowing. Oh, I love that. The instrumentation there. Oh, it's so good. Dungeon Meshi, delicious in dungeon if you're a dork. I'm guessing that was a Pinecino, Pinecino edit right there. I can't imagine that actually shows in the series. Delicious in dungeon if you're a dork. A Pinecino original. It's driving me insane. Is that Eve? I don't want to say is that Eve because I'm always wrong when I'm like, is that Eve? But that sounds like maybe Eve? If I'm wrong, I'm gonna just jump out the window. This is Dungeon Meshi, or Delicious in Dungeon, I guess. Released in winter 2024 by Trigger. Directed by Yoshihiro Miyajima, worked his way up within Trigger for a decade for this debut directorial work. Assistant director on Dynazenon. Oh, that's really cool. When I think of Studio Trigger, I think of flashy series. So the fact that this is Studio Trigger is really, really interesting to me. It's not the kind of series I would expect from them whatsoever, but I know that they have so much experience in the animated medium that I'm sure that they can tackle just about anything and really bring their A game, because I know that this is a series that was very, very high on a lot of people's lists this year. I know that a lot of people were anticipating it, first of all. Like, I remember Pinecino, before this series ever debuted, talking about how it had been announced that Studio Trigger would be producing this series and that he was excited for it. So I know that there was this excitement before it even released, and I know that weekly as the series was airing, it was getting a lot of attention, a lot of eyes, and really just bringing a lot of excitement to the anime world. So I know that this is a series that is huge, and I'm so glad, because I would never have expected Studio Trigger to produce this. And maybe that's me being ignorant because I'm not really familiar with a lot of their works, but I think that that's really cool that someone then was able to produce this as their directorial debut within Studio Trigger. All around, like, that information right there is just really, really cool. Scripted by Kimiko Ueno. Scripted another 2024 show we'll get to. Ooh, okay. Is that another Studio Trigger show? Character designs by Naoki Takeda, another Trigger lifer. Animation director on BNA, that's cool. And music by the Yasunori Mitsuda, who did the music for Chrono Trigger with Uematsu, Xenosaga, and Chrono Cross. Holy shit, that's actually really cool, because I haven't played any of those games that you listed, but the fact that they all have this like medieval, you know, dungeon kind of settings, and that's what the series is about going into dungeons. Warning for food anime, don't have an empty stomach. Yeah, like, you know, they're going into dungeons and making food and stuff. I think that that's really exciting, honestly. The fact that they're on board for this series, because I'm sure that that gives it a really fresh, exciting lease of life for anime. Like, I don't know if this has the kind of OST that has never been heard before, because within anime, I mean, because I don't know if they've worked on other anime works, so this could be so vastly different from anything that anyone's heard before. And of course, based on the critically acclaimed manga by Ryoku Kui, the song is Sleepwalking Orchestra by Bump of Chicken. I knew I recognized the sound. I was like, that singer's, the sound of their voice where it's down here is really familiar to me, and I couldn't place it. I know it, but I don't know it. So yeah, Bump of Chicken. Okay, that makes sense, because I did recognize the voice, and the only kind of a similar husky, lower toned voice that I could think of was Eve, and I was not confident with that. I was not confident at all, but it was the only name I could think of, because the only thing I know Bump of Chicken from is that opening 2 from Spy Family. Bumbo Chicken for the food show, what a bunch of comedians, yeah. Bumbo Chicken had a couple of incredible openings from the 2010s that we'll eventually get to. That's exciting because I know Pinecino was a huge fan of opening 2 for Spy Family, but personally I really do much prefer opening 1. It just has a really special place for me, that first opening. It's also like a series that I did watch with my wife, so that first opening was just, I don't know, it just has a special place for me. A party of adventurers nominally led by Tall Man Leash. I would pronounce that Leash, but I don't know if that's correct, because that is how you would pronounce that AOIS with, you know, an Irish twang. You would pronounce that leash. Laios must delve deep into the dungeon to rescue his sister Phelan from a terrifying red dragon. Ooh, their previous failed exploits have left them broke and even missing a couple of members. Shit, okay. Leaving them without the funds to properly supply such a journey. I'm surprised that people are signing up to join him then, I guess. I don't know if that means people have died or people are still trapped in this dungeon or what it is, but that's a really cool premise, because I've never really heard anything like that. Normally I feel like anime or games, whatever, that kind of do this dungeon diving premise, it's more so about finding riches, finding goods, or finding something, opposed to a rescue mission. So that's really cool. I guess you could say Made in Abyss is about them trying to find the main character's mother. Is it Rico's mother? Laios broaches the idea of eating the various creatures that populate the dungeon's varied ecosystems for sustenance, encouraged further by meeting with the dwarf Senshi, who's seemingly quite adept at this very style of cuisine. That's funny. So because they're so broke, they're like, yo, we gotta eat something. And it's just a question of, well, what are we gonna eat? And then they just run into like goblins and probably beasts that they slay down, and they're just like, you're gonna make a fine meal today. You're gonna make for a good stew. You're gonna make for a good like hot pot. Just like, I'm sure that it has this really funny premise at the same time, but considering what you've said so far and from the opening that I saw as well, the series does seem like one that's more about community and coming together and this feeling of camaraderie more than anything else. So it just has this really fun feeling. Okay, maybe they're not actually giants, because there's no way that's another giant too. There's no way. Yeah, a dwarf is never going to be a giant. Okay, I see. Despite the reluctance of the consistently stressed elf Marcel and cautious halfling Chilchuck, they agree to the plan of eating their way through the dungeon to rescue Phelan, herself at risk of becoming the dungeon's food. Also, Senshi is voiced by Sungwon Cho in the English dub. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I know who you're talking about. Is it ProZD or ProsD? That's honestly really cool. He's iconic in the YouTube anime sphere. I know that he also did voice work in God of War Ragnarok, funnily enough. Yeah, so I'm guessing this is the halfling, because those big ears, they're not fooling me. That's the dwarf. I'm not sure who all these characters are that we see. Is this the elf Marcel? And this is obviously Leash or Laios that leads them through the journey into the dungeon. Is this Phelan? I'm guessing this is Phelan or Fallon. She does look pretty similar to our main character. She looks really tired and really done kind of with life. I wonder if there's more to her than meets the eye. Seeing all these characters reaching up, I'm guessing this is Fallon or Phelan, alongside maybe all the other party members that were there at the very beginning during their previous exploits, and then it kind of transitions, it flips the screen, and we see the current cast of characters who are on their way to trying to rescue her. That's what this is making me think of, because the two sides are reaching out towards one another. I'm guessing that's kind of what that's showing. It's showing the different crews, the previous crew, the new crew, and all about trying to get to one another. Oh, it's more of a gender split? Oh, really? Ah, I see. Yeah, that's all. It's girlies, and then it's, yeah, okay. I see. Forget what I was talking about, but I thought I was cooking, I'm not gonna lie. I say cooking, fully aware of the irony of this series. Shots right here. Let me just get this up again. This is incredible. The way that hair is blowing, all the different texture to the hair, the way it's got like different shades in it as it's blowing, just that attention to detail is so badass. Is this a lion right here? Or is it a manticore? Lion with wings and snake tail, I guess. That's what it's reminding me of. It's reminding me of that one boss in the Dark Souls 1 DLC. And then seeing him falling into this river of potentially blood, being drifted away, probably to represent the huge challenge that they have ahead of them. I think that Bump of Chicken provided an absolutely stunning opening here. It's a really, really well put together opening that really just encapsulates, I guess, the feel of this series, where it's not a really hype opening, it's not a really sad opening, but it does have these moments of quiet reflection and these moments of emotion, and also really brings out this feeling of happiness and joy and friendship and camaraderie, and just really matching exactly what you're seeing in the opening as well. And honestly, the fact that it also then plays these really traditional sounding instruments, that's so cool. That's so badass. It sounds like a little Celtic song that you'd hear down at the pub, you know, with the band just sitting around playing playing the song. Like it's so cool, and I really do love that, honestly. Really cool section of that opening. It's I love it. This was a bit of a dream adaptation, in your opinion. The manga actually started during the airing of Trigger's first TV anime, Kill la Kill, so both kind of evolved across the past decade in parallel to one another. Trigger was even responsible for 2 short adverts that promoted the releases of volumes 5 and 8, the second being well received to the point fans dreamed of a full adaptation like it. A few years later, that became reality. Is Dungeon Meshi finished? Manga, I mean? Like, is the manga concluded? Very excited for season 2, which based on the first season's pacing will handily cover the rest of the manga to become a full adaptation. Series very rarely get that treatment, especially at the quality this has received so far. It finished last year. That's really crazy. I know that this is a series that a lot of people love, but I don't know, this is just screaming like a series that I would really enjoy reading. Most of what I read is action shonen, but I do really love reading series that go in a different route, and series they've got a unique feel to them. A series I read not long ago, Girl from the Other Side, Shularun. I loved it. It was so different from anything I've ever read, and I couldn't imagine watching a series like that. But, you know, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about the series in terms of anime versus manga. I don't want to start tribe wars or anything. I'm just curious whether manga readers would advise or say to just watch the anime, or whether they would actually recommend reading the manga opposed to watching it. I'm curious as to that kind of debate. I don't know if there is a debate, but I'd be curious to hear or learn more about that. The anime is incredibly well liked. Yeah, no, I'm very aware. I know that there are several people in the little Discord group that we have, Pinecino, that have all seen this series. I'm like one of the few that haven't seen it at this point. An adaptation like this is so rare that it's kind of crazy to ignore it for the manga. Fair enough. I have so many series that I want to watch, and so many series that I want to watch on the channel, that the downtime that I have, I don't watch anime. I prefer to read manga. So if this is a series that maybe I wouldn't be checking out anytime soon, it's maybe the kind of series that I would read so that I can still consume that. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, that's kind of what I meant. I can do that in my free time. But yeah, I don't really know if I have much more to say about this opening. I'm curious if there's going to be another opening for this series at some point in this playlist, because I don't know if there is an opening to. I would be very interested in checking out Dungeon Meshi down the line. I probably will put this on the poll that I've been talking about for quite a while now. After these sets of 2024 openings and endings that we do, or maybe just the openings, I will finally create the poll and release it so that you guys can vote for what we will see on the channel next. So yeah, let us now move on to opening number 4. I'm really curious about what we're going to see. Let's go. Opening number 4. Dragons. Oh, we're back. Falling into the food. Oh, this is a much more playful opening. No, not the Dark Souls mushrooms. This is very fun compared to the previous one. No, don't eat the wolf. I hope they don't eat the wolf. Then she's just hiding. Holy shit. Is that a giant? I've said that like 5 times now. Oh, this is really fun, actually. Cat girl? Holy shit! Not the cat girl's foot in your face, what the hell? Oh, I really like that they actually gave her kind of like... Anytime I think of cat girls, I think of just like girls with cat ears and maybe cat eyes and teeth, like that kind of thing. But she actually looks like she's got kind of like skin pigmentation or fur throughout her whole body, like a cat. The black, it's kind of reminded me of like, you do see cats that have like socks and stuff, like they're white just at the ankles and stuff. So her like coloration is kind of all over like a cat would be. So I think that's really cool attention to detail and something that you don't see much in this. And like obviously she's got claws for toenails. So yeah, that's really cool. We're gonna roll it back here because this was just such a fun opening for sure. This is the second opening of Dungeon Meshi, Fate by Sumika, who did the Wotakoi opening. That's really cool. Comparing this to the previous opening had a lot more heart. I mean that in the sense that it felt about closeness and overcoming and like reaching a goal. It felt like an opening that was about the characters, whereas this one just felt more about the fun. This one felt like the fun of the series. The fun that they get up to despite the huge odds that are stacked against them and everything, they still go out there and they have fun. And this opening really was just about that. And at the same time, the first opening I did say felt like it was very much about the camaraderie. This one too, like the fact that it shows them all just out there doing their thing, having a good time, up to hijinks, up to mischief, their adventures, and the song sounds so fun in the background, really just gives us the sense of the kind of relationships that these characters have with one another, those bonds, and the camaraderie that they have with one another. Also, those mushrooms, I've mentioned Dark Souls already at this point, but if you've played Dark Souls 1, you know about those mushrooms. Those mushrooms will wreck your day. Those things can beat your ass so easily. All it takes is one swing and you're down for the count. The cat person gives androgynous looks. Let me see. Yeah, I can see that actually, definitely. Let me see if I can get a shot of their face. Yeah, this is actually definitely androgynous. I guess I was saying cat girl because of the fact that you do see cat girls in a lot of other series. So I just kind of jumped to that conclusion that this was another cat girl, I guess. I think that their design is really, honestly, I do love the design for this character a lot. I love the designs of all the characters. I feel like they tell you a lot about them. The halfling, he looks like he's kind of got a simple design, but you know, those big ears are a little silly looking. So I wonder if he's kind of like comedy relief or comic relief maybe for the group. Senshi the dwarf, he just looks like a cuddly, adorable little guy. But I wonder if because he covers his face, he's kind of got this hardened exterior and you kind of see the soft side as you get to know him as the series goes on. Marcel, you did say she is very nervous and anxious, and I feel like we do see that at several points throughout this opening. Laios' sword is really interesting because it's got like wings on it for the, I guess, the hilt. It's got a pretty cool design. I wonder if this sword is important, has relevance, or if he picked it up off a dead person thing or whatever. I just wonder if they scavenge literally everything they have. It was a really fun song. It's curious that in this opening, it's really just all about their journey, their adventure, the friendship that they have and everything. And we don't actually see, I don't think, Falin or Phelan at all. It's showing just the party that's traveling through the dungeon. So obviously, I don't think that means that Phelan, however it's pronounced, is dead or gone, because they're obviously still trying to work towards that. But I think that it's really just focusing now on the adventure that they have and what they get up to, the crazy hijinks that they get up to together. And it's just really presented in this really beautiful way. Let me go back to the beginning. We do see dragons flying by. Green dragon carrying our main character and then drops him into food. So it's kind of funny because he's the one that turns the beasts into food. And I think that it would be funny if they end up eating a dragon at some point, because I wonder if that's subtle foreshadowing from this opening, perhaps showing a dragon and then being dropped into food. Laios' English voice actor is from the Smosh crew on YouTube. Anthony or Ian Marcellus, who plays Nami in the One Piece live action. Oh, that's really cool. I do really like her. What's her name? Emily Rudd. I think that she's a really bright, bubbly person, and she brings a lot of life and character to Nami, and she just seems to have so much passion for One Piece, and I'm sure that that translates across other series, like especially maybe the manga for this. Maybe she was really familiar and really just wanted this role because it's a character she knows and loves really well. Smosh friend group Damien Haas, and he also is in Ranma Half 2024. That's cool. It's really weird though at the same time seeing all these YouTube personalities that a lot of people are familiar with from way back when or nowadays that are moving into like voice acting roles. Like, I don't think it's weird. It's just really interesting, I guess. Because it's probably a voice that a lot of people are familiar with, and yeah, I just think that's really cool. That's a really cool piece of trivia and information. Actually, the art style that we see here, like with this really pinky purple coloration, is just really fun. Seeing then it transition into like this yellowy or orangey reddy look, it's a really fun look. It's really cool, and I think that for the series it really gives it this sense of cartoony fun. Yeah, pastel, that's exactly what it is, the pastel colors. Seeing the way that all the characters are introduced, they're all carrying their own food, and then they get dropped into the big pot and their name goes flying in the pot so that it tells us who they are. It's just a fun opening. We see Senshi's plan to trap the wolf, and they're just like so thankful for Senshi, and it's really just showing us all these really cool moments of them being able to do all these really cool things and eat all this food and just overcome everything that they do. I don't know what to make of the fact that they're seeing themselves in this pot. I don't think that's them going to eat themselves, but it is a little worrying at the same time. Like, I guess the point of this is that, yes, while they might be in this dungeon eating other beasts and creatures, using them for their food, they are still prey for other creatures as well. Like, they want to eat these humans and dwarves and elves and halflings. The creatures in the dungeons want to eat them. So it's probably showing that reflected here, where like, yeah, they are eating the food, but they are also the food. Like, they are the predators and the prey here at the same time. So many cool shots. I love the style that this has. Studio Trigger just really brought so much fun, energy, and creative passion to this opening. And both of these openings, honestly, and really just give us a sense of everything that these characters can do. Like, it's really fun, and I do love it a lot. It was a really great opening. It really showcased the personalities, and seeing them with their hairs down is really cool too. Like, Marcel with their hair down looks much different, and Senshi without his big helmet on, he's pretty handsome, like, let's be real. And that big red nose. Then little Chilchuck right over here with his big ears just looks the exact same as well as Laios. This was a really fun opening. I'm glad we were able to check it out today, and I think I might now be ready to check out the next opening. In terms of the song, I think I did comment on it, the fact that it really has this fun feel to it, and it really brings a lot of energy, and I guess that's reflected by the visuals as well. And I think that they did a great job pairing both song and visuals as always. I'm sure that's something that Studio Trigger is very much known for. I would love to see more of this series when it returns. I might now be ready to move on to opening number 5. This is a really fun one to check out. Let's check out the next opening together. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, it's getting quieter and then louder. Racking up the kills. Oh, buying potions, that's cool. God level. It's cool. Oh, the animation in this opening is crazy. Holy shit, that action. Solo, is this solo leveling? Is he dead? Oh, holy shit, what is happening here? Oh, okay. Yo, we're getting a breakdown? Holy shit, the action is insane! Oh, I need more. I needed more. Oh, it just stopped so like, oh, that was such a tease. That was such a tease right at the end. Like, how can you be like, let's get him, and then like we're about to throw down again, only for it to just pull away? That's so cruel. But no, that was sick. That was badass. This is Solo Leveling, released in winter 2024 by A1 Pictures, who did Kaguya, Sword Art Online, etc. Directed by Shunsuke Nakashige, who worked up through latter Sword Art Online seasons. A series Solo Leveling may be a modern successor too. I'm sure a lot of series were inspired by a series like Sword Art Online for sure. Music by the Hiroyuki Sawano. Holy shit, that beat drop is just bouncing in the background. I can already hear it. I can hear the beats being dropped. I can hear them just coming back with crazy instrumentation. And based on the popular manhwa written by Chugong and illustrated by the late Sung Rak Chang. The song is Level by Hiroyuki Sawano and Tomorrow Together, who did Black Clover's opening 12. You missed your chance for the Solo Leveling movie peak at the theater? Ah shit, really? I didn't know there was a movie. Tomorrow Together also do an opening on World Trigger. Oh, that's really cool. One day, gates spawned into the world that linked our own with those of monsters. This event also caused the emergence of superhumans that would organize under the profession of hunters. Hunter x Hunter, beating back the monsters to the point that their worlds could be counter-invaded. Ah, so they can go into the monsters world now through these gates because they fought back so hard. An entire industry thus emerged, with sponsored hunting guilds regularly embarking on missions into the gates to take whatever spoils they can. Sung Jin Woo is a lowly E-rank hunter until he isn't. No further details. Well, he did say that he would rack up the kills. Let me see. Little boy who lost the bet. I'm racking up the kills. Gotta pay the bills. So way to hit reset. We see him buying legendary healing potions, heroic healing potions. Which ones does he actually buy here? What does he click? Let me see. Oh, he doesn't. It doesn't actually show. Yeah, he just looks like a little guy. The main thing to talk about from this opening, like I know a lot of openings I talk about visuals and stuff that I'm seeing, but the main focus of this opening was to showcase the action animation. The action animation in this series is incredible. The look of the series as well looks great. A1 Pictures, they really do great work, and we did see that across Kaguya. I haven't checked out any of the openings for Sword Art Online, so I'm not really familiar with the work there, but the work in Kaguya openings and the work here, it looks incredible. Like A1 Pictures really have outdone themselves. Let's get them. I wonder if this girl right here, because she kind of fades, she isn't there and then she fades into view, so I wonder if something happened to her and so that made him go on to power up and level up and become this S-rank hunter. It's called Solo Leveling and you're not giving me details on how he levels up, so I'm guessing he goes through it kind of like he levels up slowly but surely, and he eventually reaches like level 100. You know, he does the low level dungeons when he needs to get the levels, and he kills the low ranking monsters, and he just eventually ranks himself up. This is a Korean artist doing a Japanese song. What? That's insane. Holy shit. Being manhwa, this easily could have been in Korean, and I don't think anyone would have complained. There's plenty of songs that are in English. There's songs that have German thrown in there, so like this could have been in Korean and I don't think anyone really could have complained about that. But let me just get a look at this animation right here. It's absolutely bonkers. Like holy shit, look at that shit. That's incredible. Like that's putting sequences from other shows to shame. It's reminding me, because he's using like this whip thing to attach himself to grapple. It's reminding me of kind of like the ODM gear that they use in Attack on Titan. It's also like the way that the animation is done, going through buildings, and like the way the framing is and everything. It is reminding me of JJK season 2, but I wouldn't really compare the two at all. Like, I wouldn't compare any of those three shows to one another. It's just like little things that are reminding me of other things, I guess. The lighting as well, shadows, everything just looks so good. I think this shot is really, really interesting to me, because I don't know if this is basically telling us that he goes through so much to the point where he almost dies a lot, or if he has some kind of, if you played a Final Fantasy game, you know of a Phoenix Down, if he's got some sort of Phoenix Down where he can be brought back to life. I don't know, because it's not really telling me a whole lot here, but it's really, really curious, because right after it, we do see this really scratchy effect of this monster, I guess, with the text as well. Whoever was doing the lyrics for this video also made sure to add real scratchy text as that was happening. And then it's just like a slideshow, I guess, of characters. He uses Purple Hermit right here, I guess, or is it Hermit Purple? I can't remember the order. Seeing him tending his own wounds in a bathroom, in a stall, and then just more action. It's really, I don't know if this series has a lot of depth beyond its action, because the only things I'm really learning from this series or from this opening is really just the action sequences. It looks like they really just put a lot of time, detail, and attention into the action, and that's kind of what they're trying to sell us on in this opening alone. It's not really giving me a lot of other ideas or kind of the story, if there is much of a story. Like, I'm not saying that it looks shallow, but it definitely looks like it's more trying to sell you on the action than anything in this opening alone, and that's what I'm learning here. And honestly, in terms of action, this is really selling me. I don't really have much to analyze from this opening. Like, it's the lyrics kind of give me this idea that he solo levels, like he levels up himself, and he's able to go and do all these things. And I would guess that the reason he's doing this is maybe because his sister, his mother, someone that is very important to him, was taken from him and is now in this monster world, and I would guess maybe he's going there to try to get her back. That's kind of all I have to go here from. So yeah, I don't actually know. I'm not really learning a whole lot from this, sadly. So I might not really speak much more on this. It is a really cool opening. The song kicks ass. Together Tomorrow did a phenomenal job here. The song, the intensity, the high octane energy that it brought, the fact that this was a Korean group singing in Japanese itself is crazy. And I really do think that the job that they did here was incredible. I think that the song and the visuals alongside it really just brought so much energy and so much feeling and action that it was just badass and fun. Oh, they were singing in English? You're right, they were singing in English. Another thing is that ending with the "Let's Get 'Em" just cutting off right at the end too. It's just making me want more. Like, I don't know how to word that. Like, it just makes me want more. It's kind of like a real just rip the band-aid off kind of moment right at the end, where you think you're going to get back into the swing of the action and it's going to start giving you that high octane, high energy, and instead it just takes it all away and you're left with nothing. That was Solo Leveling, opening number 1. I don't know if there are more. It was just a fun song, and I did love it a lot. I loved the opening, and great job to the team that compiled this whole opening, because it was a lot of fun. So now let us move on to opening number 6. Okay. Mecha. Holy shit. Bang 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 Bravern. The antenna V almost look Gundam like there. Let me turn this up a little actually. This seems much more fun, I guess. Oh. Brings on. This is pure fun. This is really fun. I love the call outs in the background. Is that the shark clone? I'm joking. I'm joking. Bravern. Hell yeah. That was really fun. This is Bling-Bang-Bang-Born, Bravern for short. No way, really. Released in winter 2024 by Cygames Pictures. Next year's adaptation of The Summer Hikaru Died, rumored to also be doing Kagurabachi. There's no way. Nobody can do Kagurabachi. It's unadoptable. I'd be really curious to know who will be adapting Kagurabachi, because it is a very fun series to read. Directed by the Masami Obari, a legendary mecha animator, namesake of the often referenced Obari pose. Oh, I see. That's this guy. Okay. I remember you did mention him during an opening where I paused on a pose for Gundam, and I was like, this is a cool ass pose. And you're like, yep, that's the Obari pose right there. He hates that pose. He hates when people reference it. Scripted by Kaigo Koyanagi and mecha designs by Moruga. The song is Ba-Bang to Suisan, Bang Bravern by Kenichi Suzumara. The voice actor for Bravern apparently also Shin Asuka from Seed Destiny. That's crazy. I'm guessing Bravern then is a guy? I would have thought that Bravern would have been the name of the mecha. Joint training operations are being conducted by the JSDF and US Marine Corps on a Hawaiian island. Ao Isami and Lewis Smith immediately butt heads and plan to duel in their own mechs. They are interrupted by an alien invasion. Typical, you know, can't even settle our differences because of the goddamn aliens that are invading. That quickly annihilates their forces. Holy shit, saved by the intervention of a sole advanced sentient mecha called Bravern. It's sentient? Bravern continually pleads that specifically Isami must pilot him to fully beat the invaders. He needs that man inside him stat. Mecha love and war ensue. This series just screamed fun, high octane energy, and just joy. Like it really just gave me the sense that this shouldn't be taken too seriously, although it does have some moments that are pretty serious. First of all, the logo is just really cool. I do really like this logo a lot. It's simple, but it's just fun. It's bold. It's in your face. It's a really cool logo. I don't know what more to say about it. The look of Bravern is pretty badass in terms of mecha designs go. It's very obviously modern looking in terms of design, I would say, because it's got all these parts. Like, it looks very difficult. I don't know, it looks like it has a lot of parts, and it looks like it would be a very difficult kit to build if you were to build a kit. Having this design right here be the design, like your first, I don't know if Bravern is a series that goes back or if this is an original new series, but if this is an original new series, this is a hell of a way to kick off the start of a franchise potentially with a mecha design, because this looks really cool. And it's funny that it kind of takes the opposite approach of Gundam. Gundam is like, yo, we're gonna go blue. This series is like, yep, red, that's it, we're different enough. The green eyes are cool. I think it's interesting having a mouth for the mecha, the robot, the, you know, Bravern. But if this is a sentient robot, I wonder if it actually can speak, or if instead it is telepathic, or it sends signals out to display what it is trying to say if it wants to converse or something. Bro talks all the time. That's really funny. I like the big like crown almost on its head. I wonder if the reason it wants Isami to pilot it is because of something related to his past and the reason why the mecha Bravern is actually sentient. Obviously that's kind of going down the Evangelion route. I don't know if it kind of goes that direction or anything like that, but I wonder if there is there's any kind of relevance or importance between pilot and mecha. The name and talking mecha concept refers back to the Brave series, a mecha series that epitomized a super robot renaissance that occurred in the 90s after real robot had dominated in the 80s. Director Obari worked on several of its entries, and it is where his Obari pose was popularized. To this point, it's also called the Brave pose. Bravern isn't directly connected to the prior Brave series, but in your opinion, it successfully recaptures its glory in 2024. I guess I did maybe recognize the name Brave series franchise, because I had this feeling that it wasn't an original series, an original franchise, I guess, but at the same time I wasn't confident. The look of all these mecha looks really cool. This looks almost like, I want to say this is probably 3D, right? But at the same time it looks pretty 2D. Like it's really well done here. I think that there was someone in the comments when Obari's name was mentioned that was like, oh, Obari is known for his raunchiness, I guess. They are 3D, but it's very well done. Yeah, it's almost honestly hard to tell that was 3D. It looks so good. We're getting to see that because this character, like, what she turns around and she definitely has some jiggle physics, the girl on the left there. Yeah. She's there for all of 1 second and they give her jiggle physics. It's kind of crazy. Seeing a diverse cast of characters is really fun as well. So this is Super Robot. I would imagine then that this necklace is probably some sort of conduit or summoning thing that brings the mecha out, I guess. Kind of like we see that in some other series, I feel like. Don't ask me to name any because they're not coming to my head right now, but I feel like this kind of thing is Dynazenon. Dynazenon, they also had these little things that probably summoned their mechas. This guy right here walking on this battlefield and reaching out, I wonder if they're the two characters, Isamo, I'm really bad with names. I wonder if these are the two characters that were fighting initially but now are having to make up and fight alongside one another. It's just a fun opening. I think that the song was so fun. It was just so fun hearing the lyrics and then the call outs on the other side, like where they'd be like bang, bang, and like the names of probably moves and stuff that the Bravern mecha uses. Having a mecha that is sentient is really interesting. A talking sentient mecha. I would never have imagined that, honestly, but well, there's obviously Transformers, but we're not talking about that right now. It's a fun concept. It makes for something that I'd never seen before, and I'd be curious to know how this series is actually perceived, if it is kind of like a lot of comedy or anything like that, because the song is really making me think comedy. Like, it's kind of got a lot of comedy, I guess, but the visuals definitely have a lot of serious moments. They have a lot of fighting, and they have a lot of these moments that kind of showcase character struggles and moments that they're going through. So it's kind of like giving me whiplash between visuals and what I'm hearing, but at the same time I wonder if that's on purpose and kind of like the experience you would get when you're watching the show, where it does balance these different feelings, different emotions, and different ideas all linked together in one package. So yeah, I do really like the designs. I love the suit that they wear when they go into the mecha. It looks really cool as well, and the look of Bravern is just badass. Like, look at that thing right there. Look at that mouth open screaming. That's just so cool. I thought this opening was a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to check it out. It's the first time we've seen a mecha opening for something that wasn't Gundam in quite a bit, actually. It's a bit beloved in the mecha community. We don't get a lot of new original mecha these days, so an old head animator coming back to do it himself was fun to see. Yeah, I can imagine. This does look an absolute joy to see. Yeah, I hope that they continue this series. I hope that it wasn't just a one and done series, and that it brings kind of like this renaissance of new original mecha series returning, or old series coming back that haven't had new iterations in quite a while, because really I don't know if there are a lot these days in terms of like mecha series that people can check out. So it would be pretty fun for them, like mecha fans, to actually have these new series. So yeah, I think I might now be ready to move on to the next opening. This was a lot of fun. I did really enjoy it. The song was so funny and fun, and just a kick-ass way to enjoy myself. So yeah, let's just check out the next one. Here we go. Next opening number 7. What's it gonna be? Little birdie. Metallic Rouge. Is that more mecha? Girl Squad is here. Hell yeah. Oh, really like those character designs. Ooh. The way it just broke down. So what is this series about? Holy shit. That was insane. So they fight in suits? Would you still call this mecha? Holy shit. Oh, this series looks insane. What is this? That's cute. Very supernatural looking as well as being like mecha, you know? And that was Metallic Rouge, released in winter 2024 by Bones. So this is what they were working on alongside My Hero Academia. This was their 25th anniversary project. Interesting. Directed by Motonobu Hori, who worked on Carol and Tuesday. Written and created by Yutaka Izubuchi Rajivon. Character designs by Shigeru Fujita, who did work on Monster and Pluto. That's really interesting. Those character designs are not reminding me of Monster or Pluto whatsoever. Like, I don't know what it is about her look that's making me think of Gundam 00 or something like that. I don't know, like the character designs are making me think of Witch from Mercury-esque. I'm not sure. And mechanical designs by Tomoyuki Hirao, who did work on Eva Rebuild 4, your favorite of the Rebuild movies, Pinecino. The song is Rouge by Yuka. It's mecha adjacent. Okay, that's what I figured, because it looks like it has all the bones for a mecha series. It has the skeleton, I guess, of a mecha series, but it isn't. Like it looked more like they were wearing suits and there were all these like supernatural kind of abilities and things going on as well. So yeah, I guess mecha adjacent is a good way of putting it for sure. Far future Blade Runner. Androids were used to successfully fight off invading aliens converted during peacetime into subservient workers that are dependent on a fuel called nectar. A group of independent androids dubbed the Immortal Nine threaten humanity and are pursued by the government. Android Rouge and her human partner Naomi, I don't know which way you pronounce that, are tasked with tracking down and stopping them. All the while, another investigator follows a trail of murders that happen to have Rouge as the prime suspect. Bones. The Gachakuda studio? Absolutely. The look of these characters right here, I could see that for Gachakuda, honestly. It looks like a perfect fitting. I could see these character designs being, you know, done by the same person. It's really cool seeing how these characters look. I didn't realize she was kind of like this android, I guess. Android Rouge. I guess the name Metallic Rouge, you know, the fact that she wears a metal suit and goes hunting and her name is Rouge. I guess that's what that's referencing. Seeing her sleeping in what looks like a test lab room or something. I don't know if there's something happening there. I didn't realize she was an android, but seeing her with her friend with her gun is really cool. And then seeing the nine, I guess, the Immortal Nine. Funny thing, you thought the opening start of the song said, let's go back and hear that again. Yeah, I hear that. That's really funny. That's exactly how that sounds. Oh my god. That's all I'm gonna hear if I ever like when I'm editing this. That's all I'm gonna hear. That's really funny. It gets you every time. I think it's really cool that this is Studio Bones' 25th anniversary project. Is this an original series? Does this have some sort of significance for Studio Bones? Is there any significance to this being the 25th anniversary project? I guess is my main question. It's not like anything I would really have expected from Bones, from what I've seen from Bones anyway. I love the look of these characters. Like this character right here, I do love this design so much. The look of Rouge as well, she looks so badass. Seeing the way this is done, where it shows her kind of, I guess, true android form perhaps, and she transitions into her suit, like her android Rouge suit. I don't know what it's called, but it's just a lot of fun. Also, lads, 2D fighting animation for mecha is back on the menu. Look at how good that looks. That is straight 2D, and that was 2024. That looks sick. Okay, maybe there is some 3D here, but yeah, honestly, incredible. This is so bones to you, really. I guess I've said before, I'm not really familiar with a lot of Bones works. My Hero Academia season 1 for the most part, and Monster Pluto, that's really it. Like, I'm not really familiar with Bones. Oh, Soul Eater, but those are much older, so their style has kind of changed as time has gone on, so I'm not really familiar with the new style that Bones has. Oh, Monster was Madhouse. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you're right. I don't know Bones. I really don't know Bones at all. Also, that shot right there of this thing right here with all the hands that come out of it, holy shit, that thing is insane. That looks like it could whip anyone's ass. Holy shit. I would not want to be messing with this guy right here. He is definitely cracked and ready to just wreck ass. I wonder if those are maybe the Immortal 9 that also use these mecha. Let me see if I can read this. And can he who smiles on all hear the wren with sorrows small, hear the small bird's grief and care, hear the woes that infants bear, and not sit beside the nest, pouring pity in their breast, and not sit the cradle near, weeping tear on infant's tear, and not sit both night and day, wiping all our tears away. Oh no, never can it be, never, never can it be. He doth give his joy to all, he becomes an infant small. He becomes a man of woe, he doth feel the sorrow too. That didn't rhyme. Shit. There's a shot right here that is absolutely End of Eva. Like, that is definitely like inspired by End of Eva right there. Even the opening from Evangelion like series, the Eva Unit 1 in the sky with the wings, that's all I'm seeing when I see this for sure. The characters just look like a lot of fun. I love the dynamics that they have together. I think that this looks like a really fun series. Oh, you think the book is Asimov's 3 Laws of Robotics? Ah, interesting. You've seen a few Bones openings at this point: Dandy, Full Metal Alchemist, Mob, etc. Fair enough, you're right, but at the same time, I forget most of those are Bones. I don't know what else more to say about this opening other than it's stunning. The song was so cool. I love the part that it kind of just broke down in the middle. Like, it just started having this really low tone as we were able then to focus on what we were seeing, and they were doing some visual storytelling where they show the Immortal 9, I guess, praying, pointing, and then we get to see all these characters and Rouge transform. So I think that the fact that they decided to tell the story that way was really cool. It really just allowed us to become invested in what we were seeing, opposed to being distracted by the song. We were focused, and it's really cool that despite there being a chunk in the middle of the song that's really like just a downbeat and really just like not a whole lot happening apart from some na-na-nas in there, it still ends up being a real kick-ass badass song that's just so fun and cool to check out. And it just honestly a credit to the team that put this song together. Yuka did a great job here. I don't have enough words to praise this opening. The animation looks insane. The designs look incredible. I do really love the coloring of the designs, like the way they've got this kind of like glow shining through the armor. It's just a really cool look. When you're going to do a mecha or a mecha adjacent series, you're going to want designs that look cool, that look memorable, and that look like someone's going to want to go out and buy them, because that's honestly like one of the coolest part about mecha, the fact that the designs always look badass and that you kind of just want to go buy the kits. This opening is really, really great, and I don't really know if I have much more to say. Really just clued me into the world immediately. It didn't really try to subvert my expectations. It kind of just told me exactly what was happening here, and I think for that it deserves a lot of credit. So yeah, on to opening number 8. Oh, holy shit. What is this? Bucchigiri. This opening looks so good, and the song is kick-ass. Immediately it feels so different from what I was just saying. Now it's a bit more playful. The hearts. Oh, they're falling in love. What was that? Oh no! I love the little mascot. This song is so fun. Love the thumping beat. I'm falling down. What is that? Okay, so it's not all fun and games. Okay. Okay. So I don't know then if... The way this was done right at the end, it's making me think that these are maybe the same person. Like, I don't know if this is some sort of isekai sort of thing and this is this character or anything like that. The visuals were bonkers. The song was so good. I did love this a lot. It was so fun. It was really cool and really just fun to check out. This is Bucchigiri, released in winter 2024 by MAPPA. Really? This does not look like a MAPPA series to me. I guess the MAPPA series that I'm used to seeing anyway. Directed / co-created by Hiroyuki Utsumi, who worked on Free, Banana Fish, Skate the Infinity, and scripted / co-created by Taku Kishimoto, who worked on Haikyuu and Blue Lock, and then the upcoming Wit One Piece remake. Character designs by Takahiro Kagami, who worked on Yu-Gi-Oh!, and music by Michiro Oshima, who did work on Fullmetal Alchemist 03 and Tatami Galaxy. The song is Sesame by Kroi. Ichizu Hai is embroiled in a power struggle waged by two gangs. Transfer student Arujin has no interests other than finding love, a goal that is complicated as both his desired love and his childhood friends happen to have heavy ties to each rivaling faction. Oh dear, that sounds like a lot of trouble for this guy. That's almost like giving me Scott Pilgrim vibes. Well, not necessarily actually Scott Pilgrim, but like I wonder if he has to fight off like the 7 deadly girlfriends or boyfriends just to get to her. Usually being the first to flee, Arujin is consistently saved by the strength of a genie he has accidentally awakened. These short displays of power unfortunately only further intrigue the gangs, who vie to recruit Arujin in their war. So he looks to be really strong, but it's really just the little genie that does everything. And I guess that's who we see then in these shots. It's actually the genie, and the design is it's pretty much the same. Yeah, I just didn't pick up on the fact that the little mascot and this guy right here were probably the exact same. I didn't realize that. It's just so cool. It's a really cool opening, and I just would be really curious. Wait, is that not the genie? Is this a genie? I guess it's not important, or it's not important for me to know right now anyway. Such a fun opening. It's got so much life and energy. It just leaves me wondering who all these characters are, because the very beginning is really fun. It really just brings so much fun energy, and it really just made me think that this was going to be a high action, high octane, energetic, fun series. And, you know, that kind of continued throughout the opening, but then, you know, we do get moments like, well, actually, first of all, this is funny too, like these characters staring at each other and two people show up and kind of ruin their days. But then we get to see all the people they might be fighting. Our main character kind of shitting himself as he's standing up to all these huge forces, these huge monstrous people, and then we get to see all these moments of sad, sorrowful reflection. It's really interesting then that we get to see that change between like fun and downbeat moments where, you know, the characters aren't exactly okay. It's kind of giving us an insight into the heart of the show and the soul and the essence of the characters, I guess. In your opinion, the show's best quality is its hand-to-hand fighting scenes, actually. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I think that as a whole package, it's a fun opening. It really gives you this insight into what the series is. It definitely hit the ground running. Like, it didn't waste any time. It just sucks you in and kind of gets you interested and excited and wanting to see more, wanting to hear more. Visuals were an absolute treat. I loved it so much. I love the character designs. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but there's a point where we see a bunch of characters like here. I don't know why, but this is making me think of Tokyo Revengers character designs, I guess. I think it's pretty funny then that this poor guy has to go through everything he goes through just to try and find love. We are in Delinquent Town. I see. Okay. I think that if it is a series that really does have a lot of hand-to-hand combat, I wonder if if it really is just all done through the genie or the oni, or if we get to see our main character here, like him actually fighting. Like, I wonder what the ramifications or the actual premise of it is. Like, I wasn't really able to learn that a lot here. I can't get over how beautiful and stunning this beginning section is, like with all the colors and with all the shading and lack of shading and lack of color at times as well. It just really gives this a complete pop kind of look. Like, it really just stands out, and it really just makes me just want to know more about the series. And those red eyes and the fact that he has the red oni is just really cool. I don't really know if I have much more to say about this. I would love to talk more about it because it is a really fun opening, but I feel like in terms of analysis, I've kind of picked out what I'm able to. Like I said already, the song was so good. It's one of my favorites that we checked out today easily. It was so in your face and so fun, and really just made me want to check out this series, honestly. So yeah, I think I might now be ready to move on to the next opening. Opening number 9. Have we done all winter so far? Like, has there been any spring at all? That's like, what, 8 openings of all winter? Opening number 9. Let's see what it is that we get. Really excited about this one. Let's see. WBK. Windbreaker. Oh, this song's so good already. Holy shit. Oh my god, this goes so hard. Character designs look vaguely familiar. I don't know why. This is so high octane. Is he good or bad? I can't tell. Oh, the action looks so fun. Little nerdy guy taking notes. Okay, he might be good. Okay, yeah, I think so. The omelet. Oh, the silhouettes fighting is fun. Oh, that was so good. Alright, I'm gonna make a fool of myself. I'm not looking at chat yet, but if I'm to guess who that is, Canaboon. It probably isn't. It's just got that, like, you know, kind of tone that Canaboon has, but it probably isn't because I'm not confident in my answer. That is an absolute bob for sure. That was so good. I'll just tell you right now, Pinecino, you were asking earlier if I've added any songs from these openings that we've done recently to my Spotify playlist. This one's going right in there immediately. This is one that I'm going to be doing. I might do it right now so I don't forget. That was so good. This is a banger. This is a really good opening. Let me pull up Spotify right now and add this. I'll read the thing first. This is Windbreaker, released in spring 2024. We finally entered spring. Gone are those cold, miserable months of winter, and we are into the still cold but slightly warmer months of spring. By Cloverworks. Ah, okay. Most of the production credits aren't too familiar to me, so you'll skip over them. And okay, fun, fair enough. But the series is based on the Shonen Magazine manga by Satoru Nii. The song is Absolute Zero. Is that Zero? Fun fact, the creator of Windbreaker was inspired by Tokyo Revengers. Funny enough, maybe that's what the designs and everything was reminding me of. And seeing like this group of characters, kind of like, you know, delinquent-esque with their school uniforms perhaps on. Oh, it is. Okay, it is Absolute Zero. Okay. They ran the same magazine, so you can totally see it. Hell yeah. It looks really cool. And Absolute Zero by Natori. Add to playlist. There it is. Done. You liked Windbreaker more than Tokyo Revengers? I don't know anything about either of them really. I just I can tell that this is probably delinquent-esque, very similar to Tokyo Revengers. When I was doing Tokyo Revengers, I don't know if Pinecino, you were really doing these kind of like blurbs that give information. I feel like it was more so just like, this is Tokyo Revengers, this song is this by this person. I can't remember if you really kind of gave me much information on Tokyo Revengers. Yeah, you weren't. So I'm not really actually, I don't really know what it's about. I still don't, even though I have a video out where I checked out Crybaby. Haruka Sakura, that's a funny name. Haruka Sakura, that's a hard one to say. I say funny because it's hard to say really fast. Haruka Sakura, it sounds like you're mispronouncing one of the names, is a dumbass that thinks he's an outcast because he thinks he looks weird, when in reality he's just an asshole with no social skills. Perhaps you're editorializing. That's definitely a Pinecino exclusive blurb right there. I don't know if everyone would agree with that kind of paraphrasing of his character right there. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about it. Even it's true. That's just a funny way to introduce me to the characters in the world. He looks like he has a cool look. Like, I love his hair, like the black and white look is just a really cool look. He enrolls in Frieren High, where it is rumored strength is valued overall. Sakura seeks to prove his mettle and claim the top spot, but soon learns that the lads that run the school use their fists to help their local community rather than mindlessly beating each other up. Oh, I really like that concept. That's actually really sweet. Initially hesitant, Sakura joins their ranks. That's really sweet. That's a really honestly adorable almost premise. Like, I love that premise so much. It's not about, like, I can't remember what Cromartie was parodying, but you know that series from the 70s where they are in school and they're kind of like all big buff guys and they're all fighting for their position, I guess. That's what I thought this was going to be when you started like typing the blurb, when I started reading the blurb. But honestly, that blurb or that information then, that they do good deeds for the community, they use their rank and their strength and everything for the community, is so honestly sweet, and I love that so much. They are good guys, like, and that's something I wasn't expecting from this, although I can see that now because there are scenes of them, you know, growing plants, getting rid of graffiti, painting over walls. So yeah, that's so sweet. You'll be honest, for me, them boys are too soft for what you want out of a delinquent series. No, but that's honestly to me a huge draw, because there are so many delinquent series out there that you can get all of that out of, but a series that takes the delinquent core and puts a spin on it where the characters are soft, the characters are sweet, and they still do what they need to do. They will probably fight anyone they have to for the community. That's really cool. I do honestly really like that concept a lot. Sakura is tsundere? Really? That's really funny. I wouldn't have pictured that at all from watching this opening at all, but that's really funny. Tsundere, male character that is the main character in the series. It's not something I would have expected from what I'm seeing here at all. Windbreaker, I'm not sure if the name of the series kind of has relevance, because a windbreaker, you know, it's kind of something that blocks wind. Obviously it breaks the wind. So, you know, if you're at a beach or something, you put up a windbreaker to kind of put around you. So I wonder if it's kind of like in reference to the fact that the people in this school shield the community. They are kind of like a windbreaker for the community. They kind of break up and like block off all the bad things that would happen to the community if they weren't there. Also, like Bucchigiri, you feel like the series' biggest strength is the fighting animation. Felt like it inherited that spirit from winter into spring. There's a sequence somewhere around here where there is fighting, and that shit goes so hard. I think that as the series as a whole, the series just looks like something that is really unique. I feel like I haven't heard of or seen a series anything like this before, so I'd be really curious to know if this is something that people are overwhelmingly positive about, or if it's a series that kind of has, you know, its attractors, detractors, mixed reviews and stuff like that. The sequence right there where they're fighting, it's so fluid, it looks so fun, and it just looks like it breathes so much character. Like this character right here with, I can't tell if their hands are in their pockets or behind their back. I think they're behind their back. So the character that we saw there is very classy, I guess you could say, and they just kind of like keep their hands behind their back and just do their thing. And then, you know, you get characters that are just straight up brawlers, like this guy right here, our main character Sakura. He's just a straight up brawler. We get other characters who are also just straight up brawlers. This guy takes his little notes, and then, you know, we get to just see the personality shine through in the way they're fighting and stuff. Animation is chef's kiss. Majima asked Bozo, who's Majima? I think that the honest look of this, like the green feel to this as well. It's a unique look, like having this green overlay for a lot of the opening as well. They are in green. The logo is in green. Is Majima the Yakuza guy? See how many notebooks this guy has? He's been taking notes on anything and everything. And I think that I'd be really interested to learn if there's more kind of emotional depth to this series, or if it is just kind of like a brawler fighter kind of like series where they're just fighting rival gangs, groups, and stuff like that. Learning that this was Cloverworks is really cool too, because Cloverworks, I know Cloverworks a lot of people think very highly of, but they also do kind of have a reputation, namely with Promised Neverland Season 2. So I think that the fact that it's Cloverworks is actually pretty exciting to me, because I know Cloverworks has probably done really great things for animation, like, you know, Bocchi the Rock and just other series that they've done as well. Also, one of the few you couldn't quite get a credit list opening for. That reputation has faded severely, really. Cloverworks still is a great production company. I'd love to check out more of their works as these groups of videos go on. Windbreaker, this is what I'm going to think about. I know this is an opening I'm going to think about. This is an opening I might honestly show my wife. This is a kick-ass fun opening, and I really love this one a lot. They are only really known for quality for the past like 2 years, really. I don't know if I have much more to say other than the fact I feel like I've not said enough about the song, because I love the song so much. I have said plenty about the song, but I just need to make it known that this is a song I'm going to be thinking about for a very long time, and that I can't wait to rewatch. I can't wait to edit this video so that I can hear this again. And yeah, if this is a series that you guys would like to see me check out, I can put this in the poll perhaps, but just let me know in the comments below. Yeah, the song is just pure adrenaline pumping. It really just gets you going. It just gets the heart pumping so much. I think I might be ready to move on to the next opening. I'm ready now to check out opening number 10, Windbreaker. You were an absolute beast. I wonder if there's another Windbreaker opening. That would be fun. Opening number 10. Let's see what we get. Okay. Holy shit. Girls band Kroi. Oh my god. Oh, another banger. Holy shit. Okay, it's kind of giving me whiplash now, this song. It's got like different ideas. I love the look of this. It's really... Oh, that's 3D. Holy shit. That's cool. Puppets. Oh, that 3D actually looks sick. People were saying Studio Orange are the only studio that can do 3D. No, this studio can do it too. That looks insane. Oh, that looks so good. It's going hard. Holy shit. Hope for the best and what was that? Prepare for the worst. Oh, this is... Oh, they're all flipping everyone off. That's fun. Oh, that was crazy. That was an absolute banger. Holy shit. That was a great one to follow up, Windbreaker. Oh my god. Okay. This is Girls Band Kroi, released in spring 2024 by Toei. Holy shit. Toei can do 3D like that? What? That's insane. This is Toei? Okay. Toei's got hands still. I love... It's really funny to me because I know Toei is a huge company, but the more I check out these openings, like videos, the more I learn that Toei has a lot of creativity, because I'm really only familiar with the big, huge series that Toei have done. You know, you've got your Dragon Balls, you've got your One Pieces, you've got your Sailor Moons in there. And me personally, I'm only really familiar with One Piece. I've watched the One Piece anime, so I know how that looks, I know how it is, and it took a very long time, I guess, for One Piece to kind of like have this real creative insanity when Wano came along. I know that, like, personally, I loved how One Piece looked up until a certain point, and then it kind of like fell off in terms of how it looked. But once Wano came around, it looked incredible. And just seeing like all these creative series that they've done, like Mononoke and now Girls Band Cry, it's just really like opening my eyes to just how incredible Toei actually is. Like it's really eye-opening to me, and I love learning. I say this a lot in comments, and I've said it in other videos as well, but my favorite personal thing about these openings, like, yes, I'm getting to check out some incredible openings and see some openings for series and hear about series that I've never heard of before for the first time. Like, that's all amazing to me, and I love it. But it's learning. I love learning, and I love learning the history of this medium. I love learning the history of these studio companies, production companies, and just everything that they've done. And it's just really rewarding me to learn all this stuff. And yes, I know I might forget a lot of it 2 weeks down the line, but for now, like, learning this information is just so eye-opening to me and so insane, and it's so rewarding to me to be able to learn all this stuff. So as always, Pinecino, thank you for sharing this information, because let me go back to the blurb. Directed by Kazuo Sakai, who did Love Live's second series, Sunshine. It's not Love Live, it's Love Live, as I learned last time Love Live was brought up. Scripted by Juki Hanada, also Love Live, Steins Gate, and Nichijou. That's pretty stacked right there. Character designs by Nari Teshima, a VTuber designer. That makes a lot of sense. And music by Kenji Tamai. The song is Wrong World by Togenashi Tigari, the show's band. Yeah, that makes sense. I love when shows about music have the show's band that actually do the music. It's one of the coolest things. A lot of huge names in anime, directors, animators got their start in Toei. That's another thing that I've been learning a lot checking these out, and I think that that's really fun. Toei right now with One Piece has a lot of huge names attached to it, and it'll be really cool to see what those animators go on to do when they're doing their own series, opposed to like maybe doing an episode of One Piece every now and then. There's some huge star animators right now in Toei, and I'd love to see them get their own series. Like, that would be really fun to check out some of those animators. Miyazaki would be one of those names. So true. What's he known for? Future Boy Conan. Yeah, that's what he's most known for, right? A VTuber designer is the person who did the character designs for the series. Makes so much sense. The 3D rigs, I guess, that these characters have when they're in 3D is so fluid, and it does actually remind me a lot of VTuber designs. So that's actually really cool. I'm sure that this series was a huge hit for anyone that is really kind of into that kind of scene, the VTuber scene. Personally, I'm not really in that scene. I don't watch VTubers. I'm not familiar with a lot of VTubers, but I think that the work that the rig designers and animators do is absolutely insane. The amount of attention and detail that they put into those things is absolutely incredible. Anyone that's able to sit in front of a camera with a VTube design like all day and just like embody that persona and personality, like, the work that they do is just insane. And anyone that puts down VTubers is just like, why? Like, why are you putting them down? They put in a lot of work too, just because they're not like me and putting their face in front of a camera and instead putting a persona out there. I don't know if they all put out a persona per se. I don't know like really what the general idea for VTubing is, whether it's themselves but with a different face, or if it's kind of embodying someone that they're not. It's really cool and it's badass. And I know that there was some drama recently. I didn't look into it. I just saw like YouTube videos popping up on my feed that there was drama surrounding Iron Mouse and I guess Kai Cenat because of the whole top subscribed channels on Twitch. You know, it's just like anyone that was shitting on Iron Mouse or any other VTuber, there's no reason for it. They're not doing you any harm whatsoever. They're doing their own thing. There's an audience for it. Everyone enjoys what they're doing. I'm gonna stop I'm going on an absolute rant and a tirade. Apologies. I tend to go on like these huge tangents. I'm gonna go back to Girls Band Cry here. The opening, the song, like, I will admit that the song was kind of giving me whiplash. I didn't know where it was going at points. Like, right here, you know, you think it's going in one way, right? Like, it's got this real kick-ass feel, like it's really just driving drumming beat, and you know, the guitar in the background is just going absolutely insane. The keyboard or pianist, I'm not sure if they're playing keyboard or piano, it sounds like a classical piano, they're just going off. Like, it sounds absolutely bonkers. But then like it kind of just It sounds chaotic here, like the singer's voice and the keys that are being played is really chaotic, and it's not really lining up with what I would have expected, and I'm not sure what to interpret from that. I don't know if it's kind of telling us that the series isn't what you would expect, if it is kind of all over the place chaotic, not all over the place in a disrespectful way, but all over the place in the sense that it's got a lot of different ideas and it really just throws them all at you, but it really is just chaotic, and it's just kind of hard to vibe with the song on a first watch anyway. Like, this is one I'm going to listen to after I finish streaming, and I'm probably going to enjoy it a lot. I did really enjoy this listen, by the way, as well, but it's just that chaotic sound, and it kind of almost sounds like they don't know where things are going, because for a listen it's hard to like bob your head, because I was like going like hell yeah, and then it kind of just goes like okay, and then it picks up a bit, and then it slows down again, and then it really just kicks off. So it's just kind of like a really interesting song, I guess. It is a badass kick-ass song, and I loved it, but it's hard to just like get behind, if that makes sense. Like, it's hard to just vibe with. Maybe that'll be different when I listen to the full track. Like, I will go and seek out the full song probably. It was hard to just know where things were going, I guess, which I really liked. I liked that it kept me on my toes. The character designs are so cool. I'm not getting over the 3D animation. I don't know really what the series is about. Runaway rebel Nina Iseri seeks to make it in big city Tokyo, or big in the city of Tokyo, I don't know, but immediately gets locked out of her apartment and begins to spiral. She is saved by a chance meeting with her favorite, now semi-retired guitarist, Momoka Kawaragi, who lets her live at her place in the neighboring lesser city of Kawasaki. Momoka sees a spark in Nina and proposes they form a band. While Nina is initially hesitant, she accepts the gig as means to vent her frustrations, and like-minded bandmates gather. That's really cool. I think that a series that is kind of just about a band and it doesn't have like all these other layers to it is fun, because I feel like a lot of the other band series have other stuff going on, and I feel like this one might just be more about the band and the series and performing and venting their frustrations, like you said, Pinecino. This is a series that had some hype upon announcement, but some, yourself included, were then put off by the reveal it would be in fully 3D CG. Oh, this is fully 3D. So the 2D sequences that we see in this opening are just for the opening itself. Then it released and you were promptly shut up by how well they managed to pull it off. You should have slightly expected it, since the first Slam Dunk showed how good Toei had become with that style. But TV anime for 3D CG was still an area where only mainly Orange has thrived. Now Toei is there with them. That's so exciting. Knowing that Toei is now able to do 3D CG like this is so exciting, because I said it while I was watching the opening. People say Studio Orange are like the only people that can do this. Absolutely not. I have now seen Toei do this, and Toei have absolutely done it in an incredible way. I love what they did with this opening, and I cannot wait to maybe check out more of Toei down the line when it comes to their 3D CG. This series is both about the music but also the drama in the lead up to making the music. Writer Hanada cites the social effects of the pandemic and the local costs of the 2021 Tokyo Olympics as major contributors towards the tone of the series. There's a lot of angst around the MC Nina, and the band members argue a lot before any actual music gets made. That's really cool. The premise itself isn't cool. I think it's cool that a premise like that is being tackled, is what I mean. But at the same time, in a band, you don't just sit down and make music. There are arguments. There's a lot of, I should be doing this. I know you want to do this, but I want to do this. Like, there's a lot of compromise. There's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of brainstorming when it comes to making music. And I hope that this series is one that actually tackles that aspect of it. And it's not just about someone sitting down and making music, another person sitting down and making a song that relates to how they're feeling and their experiences. I hope that this is a series that actually tackles the actual compromise and everything related to a band making music, because not everyone is going to be happy and not everyone is going to have their shining moment in every song that they do. A series that actually tackles themes of the pandemic and the absolute financial strain that the Olympics had on Japan, especially because of the Olympics. It's just really cool, and I do think that that's a really great premise to center a show on. A lot of series would kind of allude to stuff like that, but I think that it's a credit to the writers to actually tackle themes like that and to center series around themes like that. I do genuinely want to see more Toei 3D CG because this is an absolutely batshit insane, and I think that as far as openings go, this is one of the coolest looking openings I've seen in a very long time. I know that there have been some really cool looking openings recently, especially within this video, but in terms of actually shocking me and surprising me, this is definitely one. I can't wait to see everyone pick up their big boy socks and pull them up and kind of get on the level of Studio Orange and now Toei when it comes to 3D CG. But at the same time, I don't want to see 2D animation fade away. That would be really sad and upsetting. This series had a situation where it was not officially licensed in English until a few months ago. Oh, I wonder why that is. If there's a reason for it, or if they just weren't expecting it to be popular. Crunchyroll didn't pick it up. Yeah. Girls band Kroi. What an absolute banger opening. I want to see more from this, honestly. All we had was fan subs while it was airing. That's really, really interesting. I'm glad that we were able to check this out. Dueling fan sub groups that people argued intensely over like the old days. Now we are ready to check out opening number 11. I'm really curious what we're going to get next because we got to follow up those two huge bangers. Like, what do we get next? I'd be really interested to know if this is going to take things down a bit and slow things down a bit, because I feel like we've had our energy levels all the way up here, so we need to maybe bring it down a little. Here we go. What's it gonna be? Holy shit, not the hand reaching out. Ranger Reject. What? I love that like skull look on the helmet, it's really cool. Oh. Next week you're a loser. And the same goes for you in the next 20 years. Holy shit, okay. Yo, this is insane. The time for the ending has come. Did you enjoy today too? Oh, so it's a bunch of different people. Interesting. I thought that we were honestly going to get a kind of heartfelt opening here, considering we got two high octane openings prior to this, but then also the fact that it kind of didn't get super hype, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it kept a certain sound for the first little bit, but then that beat really just kicked in. There was just a thumping beat. Like, I don't know if you would call it, was it a Jersey beat? Like, let me hear if there was a Jersey style beat. I'm gonna play it a little bit more. Absolutely, that's a Jersey beat right there. That's really cool. This is Ranger Reject, released in spring 2024 by Yostar Pictures, directed by Keiichi Sato, another superhero party series, Tiger and Bunny, scripted by Keiichiro Ochi of Quintessential Quintuplet. That's a bullshit title to say. Quintessential Quintuplet. Music by Yoshihiro Ike, also Tiger and Bunny, Akiba Mid-War, and Ergo Proxy. Holy shit, that's an all over the place list right there, but that's really cool. And based on the manga by Negi Haruba, who did Don't make me say it again. Don't make me say it again, but you know the name of the series. It's the one about the 5 sisters. The song is Preview of Me by Tatsuya Kitani. Oh shit, okay. Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, opening one, and JJK Season 2 opening one. That JJK Season 2 opening one is so good. I love that opening so much. That was one of my favorite openings of last year for sure. Another tongue twister, absolutely. Why do we always get tongue twisters in these? So this is called, let me go back, Ranger Reject. There's a series. It's like Loser something. Loser Ranger? Is this related to that at all? I only know of that series because, funnily enough, it was promoted, I think, on the back of one of the Gachakuda volumes, because I just like to look at what's being promoted in them, just to see what's being promoted in any manga that I'm reading. I feel like I also then saw something about it like a few months back, but I don't know if it was anime related or anything like that. Go Go Loser Ranger, they run in the same magazine. That's the English localized title. So they're not related to each other besides running in the same magazine. Because I thought that's what this was going to be, because I was reading lyrics about like you're a loser and stuff like this, and I thought, oh, that's probably what this is. But no, this is Ranger Reject, which is different. Oh, this is the same series? Gachakuda and this run the same magazine. Okay. I thought you were saying Go Go Loser Ranger and Ranger Reject run in the same series. You chose this because you kind of dislike that title. You don't like Go Go Loser Ranger? That's a cool title. 13 years have passed since the heroic dragon keepers vanquished the leaders of the nefarious monster army and saved the world. The surviving grunts were spared from annihilation by the heroes with the offer that they would effectively act in a humiliating display as a present threat that the heroes thwart every week. One day, Grunt D has enough and vows to infiltrate the Rangers, now a large organization, to take them down from the inside. D finds out that all is not as it seems. So the designs of like these characters, the mask and everything, and the whole general look, it is reminding me a lot of kind of like a Power Ranger type thing, or maybe even Takusatsu kind of designs for like those characters. It's really cool. I do really like the look. I love this kind of like huge bug-eyed eye slot kind of look. You chose this since like Delicious in Dungeon is the English title, but you ain't going with that. The opening itself was really interesting because a series with the title like Go Go Loser Ranger or Ranger Reject, whichever your poison is. Tokusatsu is the genre of Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and Ultraman would be the big series in the genre. The looks of the masks and what they're wearing was reminding me of that kind of look. And yeah, Power Rangers is adapted from Super Sentai. Kamen Rider mention. What? The look of this, you know, this kind of 3D environment and 3D look. I thought that we were going to get another series in 3D. The way the hand just kind of comes in and it's like the puppet. So I don't know if this is one of the grunts. Do we follow a grunt in this series? And is that what we're seeing here? The grunt kind of being made to dance and made to do all these humiliating acts like dance and all this here other stuff within this world. Grunt D was the MC. That's really funny. The manga author effectively made his fortune off I ain't saying that. I'm so sorry. The manga author effectively made his fortune off that one series about the five sisters. Therefore, this series is a bit of a passion project of his own liking. A fair few have made comparisons to this series, and the boys, really? I think that's badass and cool, but I was not getting the boys vibes off this whatsoever. The boys is, yeah, actually the boys has dark themes and comedy running throughout, and the fact that this opening, the lyrics are very comical. Some of the stuff that we're seeing is pretty comical, but it also looks pretty dark and like a little disturbing at times. I guess, yeah, it also plays into that theme of like, yeah, darkness with comedy. Just say Quince. Gotcha. I will absolutely say Quince. The heroes are actually kind of assholes. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's really cool then that we get to see a series like that in anime. I don't know if that's really a common thing, that the heroes are the bad guys, or I don't know if they're necessarily bad guys, but they're kind of like assholes and they're not great people, and you kind of learn that as the series goes on. I'm sure there are other series that do have stuff like that. Maybe don't spoil for me, because I like to check out stuff like that, and going into it with the knowledge of that already would kind of be a little disappointing. But this is very surprising. I did not realize that that's what this kind of show would be. I thought that this show would be, from the name of the series and from the look, like I feel like the first volume has the red guy in front of it, I think, because I think I've seen it in Barnes & Noble. Yeah, I feel like it has that red guy in the front of the first volume. So I just assumed that it would be a parody series. With the name of the series, I would have assumed it's a parody series on Power Ranger Takusatsu series, you know, that sort of thing. They've kind of forced the Grunt Army into acting as clowns so that it can keep looking like heroes to the public. Interesting. So I wonder then, the hero group, if there is anything really, like, you did say that everything isn't as it seems, so I wonder if there's real shady shit going on they're keeping from everyone, which, you know, might be pretty obvious if, you know, everything isn't as it seems. But I'd love to learn the extent to which that is. And as a series, honestly, this has really piqued my interest because I had no idea it was like this. I thought this was completely different. I thought this was just an entire parody series. So learning that this is a passion project for the author and that they have gone to create this series with, it can be compared to The Boys. I don't like comparing things like that because this doesn't give me that kind of vibe. But I guess you could compare that it's got similar themes and similar ideas. Red Ranger is, of course, voiced by Yuichi Nakamura, Gojo himself. There was another series I feel like we checked out not that long ago that you were like, the voice actor for Gojo is kind of like an asshole in this. He's kind of like the bad guy here. Learning now that the voice actor for Gojo plays a whole plethora range of characters, good guys, bad guys, guys in between. It's just really cool. I'd love to hear that voice in a role like this because I'm sure he plays up to the cameras. I'm sure like he is someone that really just goes along and, you know, plays the good guy, and everyone on TV loves him. The public loves him, but I'm sure behind the scenes he's got some serious problems, and there's probably some really interesting scenes. You think he was one of the minor villains in Seed Freedom? That's what it was. Ah, yes, you're right. It was. It absolutely was. I remember now. The visuals in this were incredible. Like, I love this kind of blend of pop art, 3D, classic 2D animation. It really just gives this opening a fresh look, a fresh lease of life almost. I wonder if these are the other grunts behind like the masks, because anytime we see this guy and we see the other characters, it does show the other characters from his perspective, I guess. So it just has me wondering. The character designs look vaguely familiar too. She looks like she belongs in the new Pokemon series. I guess he looks like Ichigo. I guess I'm just seeing characters that look familiar. Maybe it's not that the character designs are familiar, but more so that some of the character designs are reminding me of other characters. I think that's maybe what I'm seeing here. I do love the song as well. It was a really like... Listen to that Jersey beat just running in the background. The character designer has actually only worked on this series. Really? Well, I think from what I've seen here, they've done a great job, and I hope that they get more work down the line in big series, because I'd love to see their work pop up again. Their only other credit is the upcoming second season for this series. Ah, I didn't realize there was a second season coming up. Maybe that's why I was like, a few months ago, I feel like I heard something about the series. Maybe it was the announcement. Tatsuya Kitani absolutely knocked it out of the park again. It's really interesting hearing a Jersey style beat behind his voice. It's not what I would expect, because he really brings a lot of passion to his music. The songs that I've heard him do so far, it's only been 2, but he brings so much passion and so much love, and it really just makes you fall in love with the songs and fall in love with the characters and the worlds and the series that he's lending his voice to. And so like, that's why this is a little interesting and strange, I guess is a better word. I think it's really fitting for what we're seeing and fitting for the style of series this is, where we're seeing all these grunts kind of potentially rise up and try to maybe fight off the big bad heroes of the world. I say rise up and I think of a Hamilton. I got Broadway brain rot right now. He recently posted a set of volumes for a certain series that has you very interested if he might do an opening for it soon. Said series may show up in these 2024 sets. Interesting. I think Eve posted volume covers for Gachakuda. I think that happened. So I think Eve might be doing music for Gachakuda. I just keep bringing up Gachakuda at this point. I could have confused Eve with literally anyone else. Could have been Bump of Chicken, you know? There's not really much more to say about this other than, honestly, this looks like the kind of series I could really get behind and really vibe with. It looks really, really fun, and it looks like something that is really unique in this medium and industry. I don't know if there's really anything else like it. I love the lyrics in this. The lyrics are so funny. The song is so so playful. It really does have those moments of going up and down and up and down and being playful, and then just hitting us with that real thumping beat. And the visuals as well were incredible. There was so much 3D, 2D. There might have been some cell shading in there as well. I could be wrong. And there was like pop art style. There was just honestly so much in there that it was just an absolute treat for the eyes. I'd be curious to know what kind of style the series actually is, if it's entirely in 2D or not, because anytime we kind of do see the, you know, the loser ranger or the ranger reject like here, I feel like this is, it might be 2D, but there's times where it kind of looks 3D-esque, and that's maybe because they've got so many on the screen at one time that it would be kind of hard to do that all in 2D. Oh, the series is 2D. Ah, okay, I see. It's a really, really interesting and fun-looking series, and I love that shots like these kind of clue you in immediately, and this is the very beginning of the opening. We see him being picked up by a huge hand and puppeteered, and then Master Hand, oh no, and then we also see him break away from that, and that's him being fed up and having enough of everything and just then going on to do his own thing. And I think that that's really clever storytelling visually within an opening. I just want to know more about the series. I'd love to hear what you guys think of the series down below. That might be all I have to say about this one, sadly. I would love to sit and talk about this one for much longer because I really did enjoy it. I've enjoyed so many of these openings today. It's been an absolute huge set. I don't know how anyone's going to be able to narrow this down to like a short list of openings for opening of the year. This is absolutely incredible. So yeah, we're going to check out opening number 12. Let us now check out opening number 12. I'm really excited to see what it's going to be because we're so close to the end now. Here we go. Yes, we are. Is this Konosuba? Are we back? Holy shit. Did I know Konosuba had a season this year? Oh no. Oh dear. It doesn't look like there was a break between these seasons at all. It looks like the exact same. It keeps up that same fun energy. I love that they keep the same singer. Big Red Dragon! Oh, it's so fun! This might be my favorite Konosuba opening. Holy shit, it's so good. This animation is bonkers! The explosion. Studio Dean went off here. You know what, Studio Dean, it's good to see you back at it again. That was incredible. That was so good. Konosuba is back. This is Konosuba Season 3, released in spring 2024 by Drive. This isn't Dean? What? This looks like Dean. Like, this looks like a complete follow-up. A former support studio that has in recent years ascended to full studio status. Despite the change in studio, the vast majority of production staff returned from the previous seasons, including director Takeomi Kanasaki and script composer Makoto Uezu. The song is Growing Up by the also returning Machico. I am so glad that Konosuba is back because the openings for Konosuba are so fun, and this is maybe my favorite opening for the series. I loved openings 1 and 2. They were so fun, so funny, and really just so full of fun. I've said fun like 10 times now, but this one really just like took that and ran with it. The production here, the song, like the rhythm that was present in the whole track, and the animation was just an absolute treat to check out. Season 1 aired in winter 2016 with the second season the very next year in winter 2017. So the third season was exactly 7 years in the making. There was an okay movie in 2019 2019 and an alright Megamin spin-off last year. But this is the continuation fans have waited on for years. And miraculously, it came back as strong as ever. You can't explain the many iconic comedy anime that have received long-awaited sequels that just flopped completely upon return. Thankfully, Konosuba was not one of them. I'm glad. Is this still continuing? I know Konosuba is based on a light novel series. Is this a continuation of that light novel series, or is this kind of telling an original story that maybe season 2 finished off the light novel? It's continuing, so there's still more story to tell, so that's exciting, because then you can't really mess it up if it's telling the story that you've been following the whole time, unless the story itself goes off the rails. Light novels go on forever, yeah. I know I only checked out Konosuba recently with openings 1 and 2, but it made me really happy to see this opening in here, because I did not know that Konosuba had an opening this year, or a new season, or if I did, I forgot. The fact that there is really just surprised me, and I'm so glad. I love that shock factor that I sometimes get in these openings, checking them out. It was so good. This opening was incredible. Seeing the same silly hijinks that they're getting up to. I feel like in every opening, they're always walking or running and something shows up and wrecks their shit, and they just kind of have to deal with it. And we got to see that again here. I don't know really if I want to be paused on that shot right there. I didn't realize what it was. I just had to kind of pause there for a bit. It really just screams the same energy that Konosuba sees. Just punched the desk. Ow. It really just screams the same energy and chaos and everything that just came with the first 2 seasons. It's seasons. Such a joy. There's still plenty of titty, considering there was a lot of that in the first 2 openings. There's a lot of dungeon delving in this one, so I guess they're continuing to go back into the dungeons to try and work their way towards the Demon King. Aqua, as ever, just looking as petrified and scared and just wanting to run away as ever. The dragon design is sick. I love that dragon design, actually. New characters showing up though, and I don't know what that means for our cast of characters. Machico absolutely outdid herself here. The team that returned, I know that this isn't Studio Dean anymore. I really thought this was Studio Dean. I sounded like a damn fool when I was like, hell yeah, it's good to see Studio Dean back. But it's a shame that it isn't Studio Dean, but at the same time, I hope that they're working on something else that's being received just as well, and I hope that fans of Konosuba enjoyed this new season when it did release. Batshit insane opening, exactly what I would have expected from Konosuba, and it just screamed so much personality. Same people, at least. The company name doesn't matter that much. Yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. I didn't realize that they would have transitioned the series onto another company, but most people returned, or a lot of the important key figures returned to work on the series again. Really just goes to show how much they love this series, how much of a passion project this might have been for them, that they're able to return 7 years later and work on a new season and just produce the same high quality that people have come to love and people have come to expect from the series. Dean's actually working on the Sailor Moon reboot these days. No way. I thought that would have been Toei. No, as far as I'm aware, that reboot is not being received well at all, so that's kind of disappointing to hear, unless that's a different Sailor Moon project that's the latter seasons are better. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I don't really know if I have much more to say, because everything I said in the first 2 Konosuba openings, you could pretty much just take those analysis and put them here again. This one is definitely my favorite, I would say, because I just love that real energy and fun sound that Machico brings to these openings. And I really did like this one, like the song, so much. It's so energetic. It's so fun. It really just gets your whole body moving. The animation alongside this, like the animation looked incredible. It looks so good. I know there's been some really good animation in the other 2 Konosuba openings, but like the animation that we see when they're on the dragon and fighting the dragon was just a huge, glorious scene right there. And I think that was so cool. The faces are so wacky during the dragon fight. It's just an absolute joy to see how far this series has come along. It's cool being let me see if I can find that frame again. Where is it? I don't think I'll find it. Every frame just they look so funny. First of all, this dragon design is crazy, and I think that the fact that they're able to return 7 years later and we still get to see a crazy big flashy Mega Man explosion. That's cool. I love that a lot. And Konosuba, you have won me over. I love this opening so much. Sadly, I think I might be ready to move on to the final opening. I could sit and gush over this all day. It was such a treat to be able to return to this series. But we are now going to move on to the final opening for this video. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys have enjoyed so far. If you guys have enjoyed so far, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know which your favorite opening from this set has been so far in the comments below. Ring the bell if you haven't. Check out my Twitch. It is twitch.tv/Jasmer. You will be notified when I go live if you follow me there. I record these videos live over there. You could be over here in the Twitch chat as well, seeing these videos before they go live. And also, you can check out my gaming channel if you want. Link to that is in the description below. Here we go. Opening 13. Final opening for this video. More to come from the 2024 set. There will be another 24 opening set, which will tackle the second half of the year, which I hope will be out very soon. Let's just dive right into this. Mashle. Oh, it's so loud, holy shit. I've never seen the visuals for this before, but I know this song. Oh, hell yeah. What is happening there? Oh, that's a cool mural right there. The Jersey beat again. Listen. It's so good. Come on, everybody. Bling bong bong, bling bong bong. See, that's the only part of the opening I've seen, that little dance. That's the only part I was familiar with in the visuals. Okay. That was so, it's so good. For an opening, what a hell of a way to do it. This is Mashle, specifically its second season, released in winter 2024 by A1 Pictures. I did not know this was A1 Pictures. Directed by Tomoya Tanaka, scripted by Yosuke Kuroda, who did work on Gundam 00 and My Hero Academia. Music by Masaru Yokohama, who did the music on Horomiya and Your Lie in April. Holy shit, okay, two huge romance series right there, right? And based on the Jump manga by Hajime Komoto, the song is of course the viral hit Bling-Bang-Bang-Born by Creepy Nuts. The sound creaks are iconic. Everyone would say it sounds like bed creaks. Absolutely, it does. Yeah, it's just very creepy nuts to just use such a strange sound like that. You can compare the sounds of the creaky floor, creaky bed to, you know, the Pikmin sounds, I guess, in the Dandadan opening in Otonoke. I don't know which emphasis you should put on that. In a world where everyone can use magic, not just like a handful, but every single person, the powerless Mash, Bernadette, would be regarded a defect and designated for purging. Holy shit. Hidden in the woods with his grandfather, he resolves to make up the power imbalance by simply getting swole to the point that his muscles can match even magic. Hence why the series is called, with the subtitle, Muscles of Magic, right? Mashle Muscles of Magic. Mash enrolls in Easton Academy for the chance to ascend to the rank of Divine Visionary, a position so revered that his condition could no longer be questioned. Hijinks ensue. The fact that this is season 2, I don't remember hearing anything about this series. I didn't even know this series existed until this opening dropped. Creepy Nuts really just went viral with this one. There wasn't a day I could go by without hearing this song, honestly, several times. Be it on TikTok, TikTok, be it on any other service. Like, it was just there, it was everywhere. I heard this so much. It was impossible for me to not know this song. Had never seen the visuals because they were always playing it alongside something else. I'd only seen like the gif, I guess, of him dancing like that. It was really fun to actually see the visuals attached to this opening and attached to this song. It really is just a real fun opening as a whole, as a package, with visuals and song. At the same time though, the fact that I'd never heard of the series before, I'm wondering if it was even a hit in season 1, because I know that after this opening dropped, Mashle manga sales skyrocketed, and I think that that's really funny. Just goes to show how much one good opening, one amazing opening, let me just say, can do for a series. This series is kind of a cross between One Punch Man and Harry Potter, with even the logo doing that lightning bolt thing that the P does. The guy in the middle at 43 seconds is kind of played off as this world's Potter stand-in. According to others that would know, since you're not too familiar with Harry Potter. Yeah. I can see it. He's got the glasses, he's got the scar down his face. I wonder what I'm guessing the face markings are important. They probably, like, I don't know the way magic works in this world, but I'm guessing that depending on the face marking you have kind of indicates the kind of magics you can perform, or the kind of magics that you are proficient in. I'm guessing that's maybe what the face markings are about, or if they are related to maybe like families, like every family has a marking, just something like that. The manga was pretty popular in its heyday Jump, the new One Punch Man, but Hogwarts pitch was strong. Yeah, I'm sure this was popular. It's just I was not in the scene for anime or manga when this was being published. I have only really been in the scene recently. Throughout the years, I have checked out other series and I've heard of a lot of series, but I had never heard of Mashle until this opening released, and that's really strange to me. Everything that has magic has those scars, and the amount of scars designates rank. Mash drew his on with marker. That's really funny. You say that it's a combination between One Punch Man and Harry Potter, and I guess that kind of shows in the fact that Mash right here, he looks like a One design. He looks like Mob, or like a number of characters that One has designed. Maybe just a simple, I don't know if you call it like a dopey looking face, like simple dopey looking face with big hair. Like the hair is kind of, it's not big, but it's like it comes down pretty low and it's pretty full. It's reminding me of like a One character design, and that's really funny, especially if it's being compared to One Punch Man. This looks like Mob right here, but with a uniform on and a fake scar under his eye. He enrolls in school and he fights off all these things with just his muscles. What I want to know now is, like, how is magic used in the series? If it's mimicking or parodying Harry Potter, do they also use wands, or do they just kind of like use their hands? Do they use their bodies? Do they use a conduit? Do they use anything? What way does that work? Because that makes me want to know then, if they just use their hands or their bodies, then Mash right here, I think if he is someone who maybe plays up during his fights and makes it look like he's doing magic, so he kind of takes a stance, or he does things that people do when they're using magic, but then he just like zooms in and punches them and, like, you know, does that sort of thing. Essentially Harry Potter with wands, but then shown and jumpified. Yeah, I'm curious then how Mash is able to pull it off, that he makes it look like he's using his wand, but really he's actually just punching, kicking, whatever he happens to be doing. This shot right here where he points up, iconic. He's pointing up and he just starts punching. The animation in this is incredible. It's a really great visualization of like an almost Yuasa type opening. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, like the line weight and the way the characters look fluid. It's very much reminding me of a Yuasa opening or series that he's directed. I can't get enough of this. It looks so good. I wonder if that's like a big meatball or what it is. Oh yeah, people hype up the song, but do you think the visuals were also a very strong factor to contributing to its popularity? In terms of what I've heard, it's only been the song. So this song is obviously very popular to the point where it kind of crossed that medium, because I was hearing this everywhere. Like, I don't know if that's just because I'm in that scene, but it really did seem to cross some boundaries, like this song alone. But the visuals, when it comes to an opening package, this is so good. You can have a hit song, but if the visuals are asked, the initial wave won't attach to it. Absolutely. I'm not shitting on the visuals, but Domestic Girlfriend's song goes so hard. She like really brought so much passion passion and life to that song. But I felt like the visuals weren't really matching it. The visuals were kind of like, and they definitely had some matching feeling to what I was hearing, but they didn't go as hard as the opening, which was a shame. But this one goes hard. This one goes so hard. Same with, like, I could compare it to Otonoke, Dandadan's opening. Like, that song is insane. It's incredible. It's so good. And the visuals go hard with it. And it's a huge testament to both CreepyNuts and the studios that are able to capture that essence of a CreepyNuts song within the visuals. Oh, Mashle was eating cream puff. Ah, I see. And I see now as well, Mashle has the, like, lightning bolt coming down from the M. Very Harry Potter like, but also like that's what he puts under his eye. That was big, but it stayed big in the anime community rather than going out of it. Oh, Domestic Girlfriend, yeah, I could see that, because when I was talking about some openings after checking them out, my wife knew that Domestic Girlfriend opening like pretty well. She had an anime playlist years ago and that was on it, so she knew that opening before I even had to open my mouth about it. So yeah, it really does seem like a self-contained kind of huge hit. I love that little section right at the beginning. Like that, I don't know what it is, but it's so good. The style of this as well, the coloring, everything about it is just so cool. It's got so much creativity, it's got so much life, so much energy, so much personality, and it really just makes me think that this series is probably one that is so fun that you don't come out of it bored any episode at all. Every episode is fun. In Jersey, do they just call it a beat? I think it's funny that so many openings nowadays seem to have this kind of Jersey beat in them. Dandadan also has that sound in it. I'm not going to start singing it right now, but like it does have a Jersey beat in the starting section of it. One that we checked out a little bit ago, Go Go Loser Ranger, had a Jersey style beat at times. It's just really interesting to see this kind of rise of the Jersey beat within anime openings. It's curious, but it's a lot of fun. It's being adopted so hard by anime, and it's just a lot of fun. And you know, right at the forefront of that has got to be CreepyNuts. I love this look as well. Graffiti look with the mural in the background. It's really creative. Is that a tarot card? A Yu-Gi-Oh card? Hold on a second. That person just... So someone's playing music here? You know, they got music scars, so their magic is probably related to music. But then this guy on the right is stabbing himself? Is he stabbing himself? I don't know. It looks like it, because it looks like it's getting deeper. So is his magic related to self-harm? He's pulling it out. It looks like he's putting it in. Like it's getting deeper? I don't know. Anyway, I love how also the team at A1 Pictures really did a great job of pairing the song with the visuals and like having those flashy moments happen while there's those kind of like high octane moments within the opening. But also like, you know, it does have those moments where lyrics, I guess, will pop up on screen, I think, right? Now singing, yeah, like it's so fun. It's so creative. It's so good. It's so good. This opening is so good. How is this opening this good? CreepyNuts, what are they on? What have they been doing? We've checked out 3 total CreepyNuts openings now at this point, and every single one of them has been an absolute banger, an absolute jam. So cool, so fun. And yeah, I want to see more of them. I hope they don't stop there. I hope CreepyNuts comes back next year with 3 openings. I want to see them continue. I want to see them do so much more. Such a fun opening. I don't really think there's a whole lot to learn from this opening in terms of the visuals or in terms of the story. I think it's kind of like self-explained from what we're seeing and what Pinecino explained above. The whole section that I was familiar with, Bling-Bang-Bang-Born, and he's doing his little dance. It's so fun. It's so oozing in good times, fun times, and yeah, it really just is so creative and entertaining. And I hope that season 3, if it comes back with more for Mashle, just brings back the heat and brings back all the fun and energy and everything that we got in this opening. And I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see more CreepyNuts. This opening was directed by Shun Inokido, who also directed the Specials opening and will be directing the new Fate series, a series we will get into in 2025. That's exciting for anyone who's been asking for Fate. I know there have been a fair few comments asking for Fate openings, and I have said every time I will get to Fate eventually, but I know it's a huge series and I'm kind of doing a lot right now with all this this other stuff, so it's kind of something that I've been putting off. So now you have Pinecino's blessing up there that we will be checking out Fate in 2025. So yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, letting me know your favorite opening in this video and what you hope to see in part 2, where we do summer and fall 2024. I know there's a lot of huge series in there. I know there's an Oshinoko opening, there's Blue Lock, there's Beastars, there's probably more that I'm forgetting. I know there's a lot of huge series in there from the tail end of 2024 alone. I'm really excited to check those out, check out those openings, and I hope that you guys are going to stick around, hit the bell so that you're notified when I post that second part. And thank you. I hope that you're able to have a great day today. I hope that you're having a great day today, and that I'm able to see you in the next video. But with that said, have a great day and take care.